Hello, we're back. Gonna be maybe a little quieter as it's quite late tonight. Bit more of the ASMR stream, something like that. So I'm back from the movies. We're gonna continue Satisfactory. I'm just really curious. I literally just got on the PC. How's this doing? Wonder. Mostly positive. That's all right, I guess. So far, 66,000. Wow. All right. I just kind of thought it was gonna be less than that, but good for them. Let's go. Hey, Nergal as well. One here. The only one here. We'll see. Either way, I'm getting these radio control units tonight. That's the plan. We're so close. Taste them. Oh, I got an achievement for petting the thing today. Petting the flying manta ray thing. Man, I'm super thirsty as well. Popping in to say hi. Hey, Adam. How's it going, man? And Jesse. Good evening. So earlier, I did clocked my hours, 5 hours or something in the stream that I normally try to hit. But yeah, went off to the theater, and saw the film Heretic. Pretty good. I'll talk about it a bit later, maybe if people ask. But I won't spoil anything. It's just good. Quite liked it. I'd recommend. Right, but I really was just itching to get back, in some ways, to our factory here. So we've delivered the crystal oscillators and we've delivered the cable. No, we have the cable. We've delivered the reinforced iron plates. And I remember now. So down here, I was going to build another truck station similar to that one. It's a kind of a unique way of doing it. I've never really done it that way before. Just cramming it right against the wall. Does slightly bother me that it's clipping through. Suppose if we wanted to be more particular about it, we would do the half foundation maybe. Looks kind of cool in there. Alright, that's good enough. And then I had 2 meter half foundation, I guess. Sure, why not? Bit weird, whatever, doesn't really matter. And we'll probably have a walkway or something that goes over that bit. Anyways, there's always like a million things I think you can kind of do with that, you know? Alright, it's good enough. Whatever. I don't know why I focused on that. What we're actually going to do is feed this with fuel from a drone port, but not just yet. Hello, Les Peabody and Tyler. Made it to another live stream. Nice. Good to see you, man. Critical. Howdy. Hi. It's still going. How was the film? Film was good. Yeah, I feel like people might ask a few times, so I'll maybe talk about it a little bit later, just as more people trickle in. But generally speaking, quite good. Me and Rosie give scores to films. I hope she's comfortable with me telling people her score. I gave it an 8, an 8.0. She gave it an 8.5. We only do 0.5s, so... yeah, really quite liked it. Intense. Right. How are we gonna do this? This truck that's going to come in is going to come in from a much lower down place, so maybe it's 6 meters low on that side, so we could do there. Could work. Oh no, it'd be a bit too low though. Alright, we'll just do here then. Or can that come out? Actually come pretty much all the way out. We don't mind getting rid of the rocks. Just want to make it look consistent. If you like horror, I highly recommend Oddity. Yeah, so this film was called Heretic. It's more of a thriller, I would say, than straight up horror, although it's... I don't really know the difference in genres, I guess. It maybe blurs the line between the two, somewhat. Like, it's intense, but it's not necessarily, like, that scary. And it's not trying to be. Yeah. But Oddity, okay, good to know. I wouldn't say I'm really... not that I'm not a fan of horror. I don't think Rosie's really particularly into watching anything that's too horror-focused. And I don't really watch much films at all. I really just watch them based on Rosie wants to watch most of them, so... I'd just play games if it was up to me. I like films, though. It's just... If I had a choice, I'd probably just prioritize all my time into games. Hey Josh, a late stream. Yeah, I decided to come back. I wanted to get the job done. There's still things to do. Trying to think about how this fits together. So, actually, a truck station may be here. Facing that way, right? Could maybe work. Like that. So this one comes up and goes in there. This one could just have its outputs go up and in, because we need them to go into here. Yeah, that could be alright. We realized that it has to be up at least at this height, so it would need to come down. Yeah. We can maybe just about manage that. Oh, it's a little bit of grass creeping through, but maybe the building itself will kind of cover. Actually, well, we could just push it forward, I suppose. We have it somewhere down a bit further. I thought it worked floating in the air, but I guess not. I thought it was anything below. I suppose that makes kind of some sense why it wouldn't. Was there a video earlier that I missed? Yeah, so this is a second part of the stream, so I called it part 2. There was one earlier at 3 p.m. UK time till 8:30. It is now, I don't know my watch actually, it's like nearly midnight or something. We went to go to the cinema, so I wasn't quite done with the factory, and I said I'd be back. I'd like to come back and finish it, so this is why I'm here. I'm just trying to work out how we can get this to maybe... Why is that floating in the air? I don't know. It just needs to go over there. I'm just trying to think of a nice way to fit it in together, you know? Because the road is going to come up this way. I could have brought the road in up here. But no, yeah, I'd have to drive both routes again. I didn't really stay on my side of the, quote, road. They'd collide. Anyways. Since you like Jake Gyllenhaal, presumed innocent on streaming. Write that one down. Presumed innocent. Yeah, we're on a... I don't know why. But I was like, we should watch some Jake Gyllenhaal films. And we just watched like 2 recently. We saw Nightcrawler and then Prisoners. I've got another one that I want to watch called I think it's Stronger. Something like that. So yeah, want a bit of a Jake kick right now. Alright, this will help. What goes down there? I don't know. That's why we haven't got rid of the trees yet. And how far out do we want to go? We could just keep going. Doesn't have to go lower down yet. That's why I'm like, I could bake in another truck station like right in here. Just carve it in. Only 2 slots across. Sure, let's just go with that, see what happens. I'll commit to it. Get rid of this for a moment. Alright, so just bring that across there. That across here. And I'll just presume that this will be in the same area. Okay. So much paving under here and never really be seen or needed. To get rid of objects that aren't needed. Okay, so that's going to go up and do the same thing and divide itself. So we'll get this. That. Just to basically broadly map it out, and then I just need to see like how could a truck get up here reliable, or a tractor, you know, without it being too crazy, because the problem is it's already going downhill, so to build a ramp it would have to be really steep, and that can look kind of weird. So this would have to go to at least there, I would say, and then the ramp could begin. So let's just have a look at what that would look like real quick. Ramp 4, like a double ramp 4, that's going on forever, you know. So an 8, I guess. Even that's going on way too long, I think. Damn. We could bring it in from the side, maybe. Alright, I think I'll just redrive that route then, because that way they could we can go in here. No, maybe not. Damn! Sorry. 2 streams one day is a first. It is a first, actually. Well, on this channel, yeah. On my old Twitch channel, I do that sometimes. And hey, Kylo. All right. Our little tractor comes up here. So maybe a lower, like the original thought was a lower platform, and then a truck station maybe baked in there, a bit lower down than this one. Is that a 1 meter gap? No, it's 2. Good. So starting there maybe, can this go across without hitting too much grass? Okay, so a bit better maybe. And by the way, what we're doing is radio control units. Radio control units. So if you weren't here earlier, we've already got in place most of the ingredients for crystal oscillators. This is a big crystal oscillator manufactured tower block, and it just needs cable to go into it. And I'm going to feed the cable via tractor. So I'm just getting that station in place now. So that's basically what I'm doing. The cable's, it's actually just made over there. Right there. 600 meters away. So a belt, really, could do it. But it just seemed like, yeah, we should maybe just bring a little tractor over, and then we're going to bring in the fuel via drone. A lot of infrastructure just for, like, what would amount to basically no reason. Now, this doesn't need to go up that high. It needs to go to there, right? Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Hugh Grant. Good performance, I think, in that film. Bear with me. So let's get this. This needs to be a 2, right? If you want to copy the other side. And then it goes to a 4. And that would be the height of this floor from here on. So not this height. It would be a little higher than that. That's fine. Right, so then it's the ramp. Again, though, it would have to be an 8. It's just too steep. That last little moment. So go up there, maybe turn around, drive out this way or something. I like doing the little small ramps. That's kind of cool. And then we just bring this out like a big block. Right, so gonna get rid of that now then. Not really needed. It's too big. Or not high enough, really. Just for now, I'll just bring this up to here, and then that's gonna be the height of this floor. So glad to hear there was another stream that I need to catch up on. Seriously, though. I was losing my mind. Oh, you don't need to catch up on it. I'll catch you up. It's all good. Don't leave. How am I joking? It's fine. A lot of people actually say, like, oh, popping in just to say hi. I'll be back later, like, when I catch up. It's always quite funny. Or I find that funny. Alright, so from here, we'll just go out. And then we'll get rid of any foliage that's in the way. Kind of needs to be there anyway, I guess. Alright, cool. Shapes are happening. Maybe this could just be cut then, actually. This is where the floor goes down. Yeah. Alright, so that's gonna go to there. It would normally go to there. Then it would have to go up and over again. Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that. So, I guess this is where the logic will divide. Now, this is where it gets kind of messy. I suppose you could do it down at the bottom as well. But I have to do what I did over there. So it's got to split from 1 to 8. I could move the poles. You know? I don't think I should let them dictate how I'm going to do my logic here too much. So this could be our first split. Then we'd need 2 more splits. One here and one there. That's how we did it before anyway. And that would take care of the 4 on this group. This first split then... Yeah, that's alright. We're going to be clipping through the thing a bit, but we could do floor holes. Alright, so let's just see. I'll just map it out like this just so I get an idea of what's going on. So the first one's just going to go straight in there. That's fine. This one then goes up to here. That will go in there. So that's splitting to there. Now we've got one here. Needs to go up and do something kind of similar. Oh no, really? Oh, I might have to pull it back a bit then. I thought that would work. Brake belt doesn't want to do it either. Damn. Love the logistics. Alright, we'll pull this back a bit then. So that's why I was saying I might get rid of that pole, because this does seem like it has to be kind of more in line with the pole. So what speed does this need to be? Cable, I'll see you later. 11 per minute, so 22, 33, 44. So obviously, we'll, so yeah, Mark 2, I guess. Mark 2, Mark 2. All right, so these can be Mark 1. Better. These things are a bit ridiculous, like they're really long. Oh whoa, that's actually as high as it goes. I think someone said that it's possible to go even higher. No, I can't remember how though. I'll just do this. Like, I think if you latch onto the thing, you can just pull it down like as far as you want or something. Something like that? I don't really know. This works though, so whatever. Yeah, that's kind of a new record for how high I've made a lift. One single lift anyway. And then this one is going to go here. Alright, so that'll be that done. This is then going to go and do the same thing. It has to split one more time over here. I think. Yeah, right? I think so. I'm a bit confused now. So into here. Oh no, I think it needs to split there and then. I'm getting a bit confused. So, we split, or let's forget that one. If this was, what is it? It's 350. It's splitting two ways. Well, we need to split before that. Yeah, okay. Actually got to go, yeah, into another splitter then. I'll do it on the bottom row. This also isn't really aligned. There we go. So that can go here. There, and this one can just travel along until it goes into the same kind of thing. But it would be in line with the pole, right? But that doesn't need to be in line with the pole. This does. This goes back. Right, Mark 2, that can connect in there, that can connect in there. It used to be floor holes, not anymore. Still is? Oh, I thought it got fixed. Oh, it says the floor holes that let you drag down? Yeah, that rings a bell anyway. Well, I guess actually I can't really do that in that particular configuration, so... so 350 per minute, so we'll do a Mark 4 belt. Be a Mark 3. And this will be a Mark 3 that travels along down here. We've got to bring it into a buddy. That in line? I think it's in line. Oh, slightly off. But the good thing is, with joining this stream, you'll actually get to see everything turn on. So it's kind of the payoff one. Alright, cool. Mark 3 to out of our minds. Let's do Mark 1 then. Go straight into this one. This then goes through the floor. That's all the way upsy daisy. too high. And this one goes all the way to the top. Alright, and they can stay as Mark 1. Cool, there we go. That's it. So now we just need to drive the route and bring this over here, which means we need a truck station on the other point. And we also need to start delivering fuel, so a drone port's needed somewhere. Didn't consider that. Grass is all the way up to the edge here, is it? Damn. I think we did run into that problem right at the beginning of the stream and I just like ignored it now. Oh well, it's too late now. It's all... Is it? Not really. I could just move this over one more. Let's see what that would look like and see if we can fit the thing in then. It is just one connection point after all, so it's not too bad. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't even need to move the ramp then. Alright. I think just to make it even then, I'm just going to get rid of this initial bit and we'll bring out the blocked wall a bit further. And that might look a bit better. Welcome back. Thanks, David. We just got done handing out Halloween candy. Nice. Low turnout today because of the weather. Oh, over here anyway. The weather's actually, it's kind of warm out. For what, you know, for what time of year it is. And for England. I don't know what degrees it is or anything, but it's not that cold. Just using this to float around for a sec. So, made a bit of a mistake there. So, just going to grab this, bring that out even further. One more tier over. That across. That doesn't need to be there, and this can go. So many little block walls in here now. Okay. There we go. So you just shifted over everything by one, and that might make this a little cleaner, kind of, going in. Could even do it in a much more clean way, which is grab this, go to Mark 4, bring it up to here. And then just split it once somewhere along this line. So 4 into 3 and 3 and then, yeah, okay, maybe that's better. Alright, let's just keep this powered for now. We'll tell the trucks that we want to unload. Alright, we're not using the lower deck just yet, but that's probably where the computers are going to be made. We need 10 assemblers making computers. Then we combine the computers and the crystal oscillators. Is that it? To make radio control units? Oh, and the, oh yeah, aluminum casing. So the aluminum casing is also going to need to be driven over here. The aluminum factory's there. I was actually saying that drones could do that too, but I think I'll just drive it. It's pretty close. And then we'll need another, like, station or something further down. That could look good, I think. That's where the trucks are supposed to leave. They go out that way. We go under that? Where have YouTube videos been, man? I missed the series. I'll be doing videos again. I just don't know exactly when. Not that long. I reckon either next week or the next weekend. I'm pretty close to getting a Satisfactory series going, so... No, it might sound weird that it takes time, but it does. I'm just trying to do something different in this one. Or I've been trying to. I don't know if it will end up that way. But I recorded one where it was like really different than the old series, and I just wasn't that happy with it. So... only had one episode done, but I was like, oh yeah, like I'll do it this way. And it just wasn't really coming together, I feel like, so... I was like, oh, it won't really be sustainable in this format. It's like it takes too long to do one episode. I need to find a nice middle ground where it doesn't take too long, but it's also interesting. It's difficult in Satisfactory because the game just naturally takes really long to do anything that's worth watching. Oh yeah, we could do just a little smaller ramp on this side maybe. But in the meantime, I've been doing streams, and I'm so glad I did because I've been learning a lot more about the game. I know that sounds even like strange, but a lot of little small tips I picked up just generally quite recently, and so it's like, oh, this is great. Like I'll be able to use that like in episode 1. And it's funny, I can't think of it like right now, but it'll definitely be stuff that I've just picked up. A few things, and over the streams people would recognize it, you know, I've been like, oh wow, I never thought of that before, I never really thought of doing it that way, and blah blah blah. Damn, such a shame. Alright, I was trying to push this forward, but I guess I really can't, because the hill that we're on is just too steep, so it has to go into the ground there. Either that, or we do the 4, but the 4 is, yeah. And I'm not doing 4 into 8, I'll just keep it consistent. Anyway, doesn't really matter, but that's that. That's one of the entrances, and that's one of the exits. Had our rain yesterday, clear today. I need to widen my chat, it's difficult to see. There we go. Still giving it out here in the Midwest, PM. I thought you had a movie you were watching tonight. Yeah, we went and saw it. Came back. We just got done handing out... Oh, I read that already. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, at the moment I've been streaming twice a week. But there's loads of Satisfactory content. It's just not the same as the video content. Caleb now. That's it. Thanks for the super chat. He said, love to stream. Still on phase 3, but watching in the evenings while I play. Learned a lot about the game from your playthroughs. Enjoy your laid-back, logical approach. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that a lot. Means a lot, so thank you. First super chat as well. Thank you. Have you thought about doing your logistics with factory carts? They can be automated and don't need fuel. I did think about that. I think it's kind of funny and quite, yeah, just funny. How much did they hold? 1 stack, right? Or something? I don't even know if I've unlocked them in this. Have I? Do you build it in the equipment hub, right? Oh yeah. I don't even want to make one. Maybe when this place is done. I used to actually put them in factories and automate them just to make the factories look like they're doing stuff. Just going around in circles and things. And sometimes I drive them around my old factory. There we go. He's still going strong. Lots of fuel still in. We have them set to every 15 minutes. He'll drop off. It will. I don't know why I keep saying he. It'll drop off reinforced iron plates. Right, so that's pretty much in position. We can now... That's not what I wanted to do. Now... plan out this route. Alright. And drive it from the other side. So I'll just have to head over, get the cable, build a little truck station as well, just like this, and then we'll just drive it. Yo! Hey, Jamichael. Yeah, just one, so you need a few more. Yeah, you need quite a few. But we are low volume. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing to do. For the reinforced iron plates, for sure. It's like 62 a minute. You know, a stack of 100. 3 of those on the go could probably keep it flowing, you know? I don't know. I don't mind. It's kind of part of the fun doing it this way, I guess. But yeah, totally. If you were trying to save on fuel and it seemed a bit unnecessary. I think in really big, expansive factories, in that copper Caterium one I built, it would have been perfect to have them in there. Although the volume is really high, that's the only negative. But that place is so huge. For just getting around, it would have looked good. Right, so maybe. So this space here isn't needed. This could be where the truck goes, and then we just drive down there. How we get down there, maybe we would have to pull out into this area. So we'll just let it get backed up for a moment. We're going to kind of have to. And I guess I would have to cut off that bit. These guys are annoying, gonna have to take them out. Lighting looked pretty good there as I massacred them. I'm just trying to orientate like how this is gonna go. Do we want it to go in there and then out here and then down and around? It's a bit awkward. We're just even across here. But this could be a lower level for where the truck station is. Then we have our way in there maybe. Turn around, come back out. In fact, yeah. Quite small, but tractors have a great turning radius, so I don't think it really matters. But I had the space, which I kind of do. I could go further over this way, and then we'd have a block of 2 in the middle, like a bit wider. Because that's going to be in the center now, like this. Is that a problem? Yeah, kind of. All right, we'll just push out a bit further. It's not a big deal. Okay, let's try that instead. So this is where we'll come in, or out, one or the other, doesn't matter. And ramp will go here. That'll probably just be concrete as well, to be honest. The truck station can't really go any further back than that. Yep. Sure. Alright, so all that has to happen then is... I could even bring that out if we wanted to keep it a rectangular building. We just drive around that, but it seems, I don't know. There's ways of like filling that in the corners, isn't it? I thought there was like a flat way of doing it, but I don't know. Can't remember. And then I've seen Fluxo, I think. I've never been able to work out how he does it properly. I just haven't watched enough, I suppose. But he does something where it's like, he'll put a foundation here. He'll get like a road barrier in the center, make it diagonal, get rid of this, get one of these. And then he kind of like does this, but his corners line up really well. And I don't know how he's done that. Like this is clipping over, and it's clipping like insane anyway. I've never been like too big of a fan of doing this, but I don't know how he does it. He does it where his corners like always line up, and you don't really notice the clipping too much. So I'm going to be boring, and I'm just going to stick with a big rectangle. I don't want to hear nothing about it. A barrier on the corner, is it? Oh, maybe that's where I'm going wrong. I don't know, it still seems off to me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it, because it's like, it's not going to be long enough to go across. Like, that's what he does. He gets it where it's like straight across. It's almost like from there to there, and you just don't notice a seam. And I'm like, I don't know how you did that. And yet he's done it a million times on camera. It's just, but whenever I look at it, it's like, no, it doesn't work. Obviously just missing something. I'm not on the corner. Right, so here's, let's take a minute to see if I can do it. So, on the corner. So this is the corner. He normally has it angled like that. Or are we talking this corner? So let's go like this, and we look at this, and we rotate. Now we're dead center, so lock that. Nudge. Like, I've obviously got gaps. Is it the corner of this, maybe? Well, that obviously would work, but it's not quite what he does. It's like he does that, then... I don't know. I don't know. Dupe one barrier out. I'd need to see it, because explaining through text is just going to take me too long. I'd need to see it. Because I just won't get it, you know. Right corner. I'm just going to leave it, because I'll be stuck with it. Trust me. Trust me. It's not you guys, it's me understanding people explaining things through text. And they say the right corner. It's like I'm after spinning around. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I have to use 2 foundations on each corner after nudging. Oh, he uses 2. Oh, that answers it then. I didn't know it was 2. Thought it was just 1. It's broken the entire illusion. Just going in. Okay, so here, reverse, lightly nudged, and over that way. Alright, so it's the cable coming out of here. Gotta be a Mark IV at the very least. Yeah, I gotta clip 2 together. Unfortunately, oh, right. Okay, that explains it. I guess when I was watching, I just thought he did it in 1, and that's why I'm like, how does that even work? I'm gonna have to cut this because it is just a bit too close, but I'll do it just like that, little serrated edge. Alright, cool. Oop. Can't have that. Alright, that's what we'll just use for now. I'll get rid of some of the trees a bit later, but yeah, if we give this power, it should just fill. And then we'll just hook up another little tractor. Alright, there we go. 300 per minute. Alright, tractor time. Let's search for building. And yet, is this a building? I don't think so. I do build it though. Maybe that text should say search for item or object. Need turbo fuel for this. And it's cable, so I don't know. Black and gray and gold. Yellow. Alright. Start somewhere just a little bit further back and then we'll start rolling. I got my thing on my back. Alright, let's go. Oh, I don't know if I actually set this to load or not, but we'll see. Yep. Alright, that'll be the cable delivered, which means crystal oscillators will start getting made, finally. Oh god. I gone the wrong way? I don't know where I got. Oh yeah. Yeah, we go this way. That foundation is yellow. Why the hell is that? Hey Phil, you're live? I never catch you live. Perils of living in New Zealand. Yeah, I'm live quite late. For me, anyway. I was live earlier today, and then I went to go see a movie. And then when I wasn't quite finished the factory that I wanted to get done, and I didn't stream yesterday, so I was like, we'll give them 2 in a row. Okay, so this is the RCU internal cable delivery. Alright, cool. I'll just leave those on for a moment, and we'll set this to autopilot. Now, cable can store 200 on a stack. There's 25 stacks in a truck, so 25 times 200 is 5,000. We're making 350 per minute, so 5,000 divided by 350. It takes 14 minutes to fill. So we'll say 600 seconds, 10 minutes that you can wait. Alright, there you go. Nice, it's come together nicely. Oh yeah, I forgot I did little cosmetics for that side. That looks pretty cool actually from here now. Or kind of, just because it's like in the fog and in the distance. Cool might be the wrong word, but big. So have any crystal oscillators been made yet? Did we deliver cable? I don't know. We might have. Well, either way. They don't have anywhere to go right now, so they're feeding out this way. Oh yeah, I forgot. These are almost blocked in a bit, but there's a little bit of room to get out, just about. And then here is where I ran out of pipe, or plates, earlier. So just finish off that. Right, cool. So that should be everything hooked up. We just need to give these mergers then to bring them all together. Once we do that, it's onto the computers. So the computers take drones to come in, because we're bringing them in through circuit boards in through drones, which I've never really done before, so that's going to be kind of a new experience for me. And then we need one drone to deliver fuel to a couple different places. So that's what we're going to be doing next. Pretty exciting. Maybe some billboards with advertising in the alcoves beside the tractor pad. Yeah, I'm just not going to do any cosmetics because I just want to focus on getting things built, but that would look cool in those like lines. And then if I had more time, I'd be like, yeah, definitely we need little arrows going up here. You can have signs and things saying what the place is getting delivered. Totally. But I'm just trying to advance. I love doing cosmetics, but most people actually don't like watching. It's just very slow to see any progress, so I get it. No, we don't want that to happen. Let's get rid of that. Then we'll need steps and things that bring us up to these places. Raw Crystal Refinery 1's output needs to be rebuilt. The Raw Crystal Refinery 1's output. So Raw Crystal Refinery output. These are backed up just because they're not getting their stuff yet, but as soon as the cable comes in, they'll start moving again. Do you think one of these outputs needs to be rebuilt? Well, I'm not going to do it, and we'll see. We'll see. If you're right. That's not an output, by the way. That was just keeping the machines running from before, so that can go away now. But I have a feeling that I did rebuild that belt and that one. But I could be wrong. I want to know now. But I appreciate you mentioning either way. I don't want to come across like, oh, we'll see who's right. I want people to tell me if they think things are wrong, because it only takes a second to go check. That was some cable that just went upstairs. There we go. And crystal oscillators are happening. Did it make a journey already? Yeah, I guess so. Surprised it didn't drop more in. Let's just get the ball rolling with a little bit of our own. Keep 200. Because he's going to wait there 10 minutes before he comes back over, which is okay. We'll come over with a full load. Almost full, anyway. Right, so, let's see. I need to get these out and together. They've been somewhat hemmed in. Nice. Alright, cool. We do have crystal oscillators. It's an interesting problem, because now they have to kind of merge in a similar way. Yeah, I didn't really think that through. Like, how are they going to line up here? Almost like here would need to be, or maybe even here, would need to be the first one. And I said I'm getting rid of that pole because it seems to be blocking things. Actually, it's not blocking anything right now. Maybe I could ignore it. Can't go there. We turned and came out this way, maybe. When you place the new merger, you didn't rebuild it. We will find out. Yeah, we will. The new merger. Okay. Damn it. Let's see. You got it. Or Stout got it. Good job, man. You beat me. I've been defeated. And hi, is it Michael or Michelle? Right, so any ideas? Any great big ideas? Oh, we could go over maybe that one. Oh, we can't go over it there though. On getting these out in a nice way. So this is our merger line. And I need to, or crystal oscillator line I should say. We need to bring it out somewhere. Get it down on the bottom. And ideally merge it somewhere over there so it can go down to this bottom floor. There's things in the way though, so I don't want to clip through it. And I don't want to pass right next to it either. So it can't even be that close because the little lifts are going up through it. So have to be like, you know, there or somewhere over here. I can't really think of a good way to plan that out. And then to merge the upper layers, the layers together. Seems a little tricky. One here, for instance. That could merge with one that's up here. Yeah, I could do that, I suppose, maybe. But they're back to back. That's going out down that way. And that would just go down to the ground. Yeah, this works. So they're all in the same point anyway, which is good. They're just facing different directions to help. We got it. Floor holes. Floor holes actually probably would have been, thinking about it, pretty good idea. Problem with these are, you often can't really put floor... Oh, you kind of can. Yeah, you can actually if you aim it right. I was going to say, often I can't really get floor holes to work on these. I think they're actually too raised, but the way you do it is you just put down like a foundation on the edge, put the floor hole, and then move it in. But yeah, that would be a more elegant, probably a more elegant solution. But it's just a bit awkward the way because I haven't built with foundations. But this works, so this is okay. Or does it? Yeah, no, it does. Okay. Right, so then the last one is here. Ah. I'll have to aim out to the side. Hopefully it can. I think it can. Yeah. Alright, cool. Now, so I'm going to have to go like somewhere over here and then up and over that little belt. And Mark 1 is fine for the whole thing. Alright, so messy. Alright, we'll just do the same over here then. Although, actually it doesn't need nearly as much issue, but I might just do it the same so it looks the same. Where was it from the pole? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over. Alright, and then it's on the edge. Oh my god, why is my brain so broken? But anyway, here we are. Okay, so there's our merger, and there they are all together, pretty much. Oh, sorry, this still has to go into the same spot, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's on the edge. Okay, and then just for funsies, somewhere here, we'll just put this merger. Alright, that's all of our crystal oscillators. What is it? 25 per minute. Once they all get up and running. But it'll take a while. We need that delivery to come back in. Still hasn't moved yet. I gotta wait for it. Alright, anyways. Are the mergers lined up? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it looks good to me. I mean, you know, looks good might be, again, a bit of a stretch, but they're aligned. There we go, we have our crystal oscillators. So, some of those oscillators, I believe 16.67 of them go into computers, and 5 of them will go into radio control units, and the remainder could go into another radio control unit, or it could just simply go into... Oh no, it can't. Actually, radio control units are limited by the amount of aluminum casing I have. So we'll make 5. The remainder of crystal oscillators will just go into a dimensional depot so that I can use them for building certain things like lights and signs and stuff every now and then. Alright, so that's crystal oscillators done. Radio control units is a bit more involved, and we need to... This isn't fully done actually, because these aren't being refueled properly. They need a drone port somewhere. Could build a drone port like here maybe, and it just goes across and feeds fuel into both of those. It's like something that's a bit out of the way. Just a refueling drone port. I'm okay with that. Unless we've got a better idea. This is going to keep continuing out. And we need... I was hoping 10 assemblers could go here. So another drone port is actually needed. Maybe even right here. To feed in the circuit boards. That could be good. And I don't think the trucks have a problem being next to it, do they? Well, apparently they do. Don't know why. That would fit really nicely there, but it just doesn't like it. Well, we could just push it back in. And then out here comes the circuit boards. I've seen the baggage conveyors at major airports look so much worse. That's true. Yeah, sometimes they're crazy. The structure is really supported by the elevators and not the beams. That's how I think of it too. It's the elevators that look like they're holding it up. Normally what I would do is on the corners I put down big pillars, but there's no room for that now. That's what I did over on that side. We can just about see those structural pillars. Yeah. What about... We go that way. That could be kind of cool. Let me just curl the belt out. It's a belt of like 57 or something circuit boards. Alright, well let me just extend this out because it's going to have to do that. And then we'll just cut down some of those trees and then we can really see what we're working with. I like to try and leave trees in place just until I'm sure that I'm going to get rid of them because sometimes they can look really nice on the edges of builds and things. But pretty much all the ones that are under here can go. Thought I saw a spider again. That spider jump scare earlier, scarier than that film I saw. Alright. A bit better. Yeah, so... computers. So we're making this one, the crystal computers. So 1.6667 crystal oscillators. No easy way to divide that, so it's just going to go manifold. And then we'll send the overflow somewhere else. There's 3.3 recurring computers per minute, 5 circuit boards in. I have a Mila note document that tells me... Well, I wrote down what we're making, I think, a while back. My eyes. 57.5 is what we have in surplus. Surplus. 57.5. What do I need computers for radio control units? Is that what they're for? No, but apparently I just... Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, good. And I've apparently worked this out, that 16.67 crystal oscillators are going to go into this. .67, so 10. Oh, so we need 10 of these. So it's 50. I see. Okay, so 50 circuit boards per minute. And then we make 33 computers per minute. Got it. Oh, we could blueprint it really quickly. I'd say just do them in a line. I don't think they need to be stacked. So we don't need any load anything. We'll just build these out. Action. Assembler. Scream like a girl. Flashbang, I know, right? Structures. Oh yeah, sorry. That looks good. Waiting for the return of the spider. I know, right? Every time I look under there, I'm like, it could just be living under there. Dude, there's spiders outside in our car park. As we go out the back door of our building, there's just like little... It's like a little path and hedgerow that's up to about like your waist. So small enough hedgerow. But the hedges... I'll just draw it really quickly. Sorry to go off on a tangent. It's very quick. The pathway goes out the door like this, and then you can go to the right, or you can go to the left, and like that, or you can go like this. That's exactly it. So the hedges are, let's see, this green color. They're right there, and there's 2 here, and there's 2 there. And that's the way the path is as you go out the door. And it's a really narrow path. Anyways, this is now completely locked off with this like huge web that goes between them, and the spider is just chilling there in the middle. This one... There's a web that's here to the wall. There's like a wall here. Yes, it's just like here to the wall, just locked off. But the path is okay. But I look at it as soon as I'm like, you have to. There's like a scanner thing on the door, like a key fob thing. So as you're going in, you have to kind of reach over, and it's really close. It's like diagonally across, and it's just chilling there. It's the same type of spider as well as the one that's blocked off this path. There's also then just a little further down. This leads to like where we bring our bins, like a kind of a bin store. And this leads to like a doorway into another part of the apartment building. For some reason it's separated from our side, I don't know why. Anyway, that is completely locked off as well. And it's just like, they're taking over, man. Like 3 of our pathways are blocked now. So getting out to the actual cars is still that way, so it's like, it's fine. But, oh man, I can't ever, even just coming in tonight, I was like walking in, and just here you see like this web. It's really big. And you just see it floating in the center. It's like, oh my god. It's just waiting. And it's really impressive how it did it. Like, how does it even do that? How do you get from one side to the other and carry your web across to get the first line? And then build it out from there. It's really impressive, but scary and terrifying. If I was joking with Rosie, I was like, if I ran into that, I would be screaming. I'd be pulling off my clothes, like just get off me immediately. Run upstairs, try to get a shower or something. Like, just quickly get it all off me. Oh my god, because that's the fear. You can't really see it at first, and a few times I've been really close. It's like, oof, if I went down that path, it would just hit you. And granted, it would hit your chest probably, but still. Sorry, I just had to express that. And it is just like that. It's literally like a grid. The way it's designed for some reason, the pathway and the hedges, they're very square. Anyways. So if I'm not back next week, you know what happened to me. Let's do the circuit boards can be apart and the... Yeah, this makes sense, right? The crystal oscillators can be coming in from up top because they're starting higher up anyway. So, is that right? So we could say 1, 2, and that'd be the height that they're coming in at. So we'll go up by 2. That's going to be manifold, and they're going to go from left to right. And then this will just be fed in from the bottom. And it will be from the opposite side. Yep. And that's really it. Put a little merger in. I'm not going to build multiple. I'll just stack them next to each other pretty quickly then. Where is this going to go? These are computers. Go either way. Maybe towards the lake would probably be better, so yeah. Alright, I'll just save that. I might give it a color. Some sort of greenish, faded green. Well, it takes in circuit. It makes computers. Again, it's actually kind of a... Clicking the color. There we go. I don't know what that is, but that's kind of actually like computers. I feel like it's a yellowy and a black color. Oh, click. Isn't working for some reason. Click. There we go. I mean, this is the default color. If I looked up a computer, I could make a new color. Like a faded orange. It's kind of like the default fix-it orange, and then it'd be like a blackish gray. Or you could have the trim of red, maybe. Fix-it primary. Maybe we'll just do that. I don't use it anywhere else, so it's actually kind of unique then. That, and then we'll just invert it for the belts. Well, we can't really see any belts except this one. It gives us a nice little orange trim. Look up that belt. Looked up. Nope. The input belt. Oh yeah, you're right. Good call. All right, cool. Let's get rid of it. So yeah, I think drone port here could be kind of nice. So let's try that out. See if the spacing works. Drone port. Alright, so just even alongside this might leave a 1 gap. We do need 10 of these. Maybe it will be 5 on the bottom and 5 on top. That might help things, maybe. That's 1. Alright. Blueprint mode. Bring it around like this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, could just keep going out. We're going over the beach a bit. What's that? Just a rock. Okay. Looked like a piece of hard drive. You know, one of those ships. This is a new stream. It is. This is a totally new one. Way better than the previous one. Black Widows are actually pretty docile. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it even a dangerous spider if it's not in Australia? Yeah, I don't think it's actually. I don't know if spiders in the. I don't want to know. To be honest, I actually don't want to know. I honestly do just assume they're all dangerous. But well, kind of. I'm terrified. I'm really scared of spiders, but I actually don't think any of them are dangerous. But that doesn't matter, you know. My body treats them as if they are. I'd rather feel that way, where it's like, yep, I'm just going to treat them as if they're dangerous and assume that they're actually not if the worst did happen and they actually bit me. That I would die. I would just die. It'd be so horrifying to think about that happening. Now, when spiders are pretty small, I'm not too afraid of them, but these ones are like, they are small enough, but they have a pattern on them. That's never good. It's like a grayish, brownish black pattern. Kind of like a tabby cat, like a grayish black pattern. And they're doing the exact same thing. They're all sitting in the middle of their web that they've constructed between the bushes. 3 of them. You don't really see the web, you just see this black dot kind of hovering in the middle of it. And then when you focus, you're like, oh yeah. Am I not delivering enough cable? It's still not happened yet. 443. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's just arrived. Nice. Okay, cool. Because it should still be 350 per minute that comes across, as long as it's not getting backed up over there, which I don't think it is. But we'll check, just to make sure. And if I'm doing the right speed, it's 350 per minute. So a Mark 3 belt's going either way, I think is okay. That's Mark 4, that's 4. And these all need to be 1s for each row. There's 4 rows, so all of them being 1 is okay. But that could just take a long time to fill these all up, I guess. Oh, there we go. 4,000. That's more like it. Nice. That seems a bit odd, though, that it's completely filled. Oh, no, it didn't. 9,600 is what it fills. Yeah. Okay, good. Right, anyways, so there's our 5. Do we do another 5 on top? Or do we extend out in a big line? Or do we do another 5 straight in front? I suppose it depends where I'm going to send the computers. The computers go into the radio control units, as does some of the crystal oscillators. I'd say just build up over these, but we'll just do it in the same configuration. I don't need to make it an adjustment to the blueprint, so... Up to 3, that's fine. This will be the first time I've ever delivered anything by drone. Never done that before, other than just to test it. That should be kind of fun. Right, so there we are. Dead center, so that should be where it is. And I've left enough room to split between these two, so that's okay. Alright, let's link them all together. Right. Just wanted to see if that lines up. It does. So I feel like here... Okay, so that's the crystal oscillators going in there. Now, some of that will be eligible for overflow. I'll have to figure that out in a moment. Let's just take this. We'll do the merger here instead. Alright, so there we go. Crystal oscillators are now flowing into the assemblers. And then we need the circuit boards to do the same, so they're just going to split somewhere here. Okay, and this is where stuff comes out. Got it. Alright, there we go. RCU... this will be port 2. Circuit boards. Port 1 is going to be taking in turbo fuel. Anyway, keep it up, man. Great gameplay. Thanks, Game Architects. We're going far out, bro. You can overhand the drive up for a roof. You can... I'm not sure what that means. You can overhand the drive up for a roof? Drones also need fuel? No, I'm aware of that. Yeah. No, I know. They'll be taking in the turbo fuel. I make 25 per minute. It's quite low. Can drones take coal? Out of curiosity. But 25 turbo fuel per minute packaged, I think will still be enough to keep it all going, but because it's only going to be like 3 drones and 2 tractors. Turbo fuel burns really slow, so I'm hoping it'll be enough. But the distance that they have to leave, the turbo fuel's all the way out here, so it's kind of like, you got to go all the way over. Make your delivery. And then the circuit boards comes from here. But I don't know. It'll be all a test. If it's not enough, we'll just have to make some sort of other... Yeah, power source. Turbo fuel does go a long way though, so I'm hopeful. But I haven't planned it, or actually mapped that out, you know, just kind of winging it. We'll see how it goes. I just want to give this a proper floor. Or the 7th floor that we use, I guess. Alright. Actually thinking about it. No, yeah, it's fine. So what kind of gap did I leave there? Three, okay. Well, then I'll cut this bit. And this can be the ring floor. You don't really walk on that bit, and I like kind of seeing the machines. It probably makes less sense, really, overall. Like the only bit of cosmetic flair I've done to this place. Alright, cool. Yep, just leave it like that, it's fine. And then this one can be covered too. Right, so needs a bar going through it up to make the to give us the effect of the power lines. So maybe just to the left into some even number like 24, maybe. And down, and then we do a bar in the middle as well. Then we'll hook up all the power for these guys, and then we'll do the drones. We needed to keep the factory going at this point. Right, so power. Probably would have been a good idea, thinking about it, to put the bars in the blueprints. Although I guess I didn't know that I was going to build on top. I thought I was going to just do in a line, but misjudged. Didn't realize we didn't have the space for 10. Whew. All right, man. Whew, there we go. They're all powered. I turn off the hover noise. It's a bit annoying. Or lower it down, like, so I can barely hear it at all. There we go. We're only allowed to add heat generation to the machines if I can collect that waste heat for steam boiler and turbine for power generation. Yeah, you know what? I'd love a game that's just like this, but it's like steampunk or something. That'd be cool. It'll probably never happen though, but some game like that'd be nice. You have to like, because one of the cool things with this game is like all the UI stuff they have. You know when you're opening hard drives and you have the crank and like it locks in and it moves across and stuff. I would love all that stuff for like running steampunk machines and stuff. So you gotta crank it, wind it up and get it going, and then once it gets going it's good for a bit, you know, or it's good forever, like, but you have to do those initial things to get things kick-started. I don't know. And then you have like Tesla technology and wireless technology and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Because while I really like this game, the alien world aspect and the kind of more fantasy stuff, that's the stuff like, I'm like, that's fine, but I wouldn't ask for that, you know. It's like, that's fine. But I'd much rather a more practical, not like dead realistic, it doesn't have to be dead realistic, but like a Tesla steampunk, that kind of thing. I think that'd be kind of cool. Anyways, the Order 1886 factory game. Late stream indeed. Yeah, came back for a second stream today after going to the movies because I wanted to finish off this factory. Wasn't quite done with it yet. Still got a lot of things to do. We just got crystal oscillators running, so that's good. They're going to take a while to manifold up. What we need to do next is set up drones to deliver in circuit boards and also drones to deliver in fuel for our drones and our trucks. I'm not actually doing that right now. I've given them turbo fuel, and that'll keep them for going for a long time. But we need an actual delivery system for them. Again, I was trying to pick a good spot for it. I was thinking even here would be kind of cool, but you can't really have it over the roads. So that's one spot. It's a 3x3, isn't it? Yeah. So a new platform somewhere out here that just takes it in and then we send it along and then divide it up between the different things. That would work probably fine. But I just wonder, is there a better space for it? Trying to picture, like, because if we go down, we will be going down another layer. You could have another one like down in front of it. Maybe. Not that low, but somewhere like that. And that could do the fuel. I kind of think out here is a decent spot for it though. Looks good. Oof, I didn't notice that. How did I leave that like that? To cover that up. And then make it look like I intended on that. Alright, yeah. We'll go out here then. How far can we go? Out there? That just needs a little 3x3 area. That could be it. Just like a little platform. There's just like a little platform there. So what comes out will fuel itself. That's the fuel port there. Good. So a little splitter straight away. To keep yourself fueled, why not? This is our turbo fuel delivery. Alright, cool. That'll just go across and do the same thing. Now, maybe we could sneak in and feed over to that. What's behind here? Anything? Interesting. Right, so that's where we're ultimately aiming for, or one of the places. And then we're aiming for here and there. But it's just manifold, so just let it do its thing. Get rid of that as well for a minute. This. It's the same height? No. Alright, so that's the same height, so maybe here? One in there. That will need to be raised. The annoying thing with these, I built them slightly offset. Whose fault is that? That's why you get that messed up shit. Damn, sorry, it has to be moved, doesn't it? So that's the way. And then this goes over here. That goes over there. Alright, that'll fuel everything here. Did I? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 things that need to be fueled, and this will be the one that brings it all in. Alright, let's see if that works. And then I'd want to hide this. Or make it look up here hidden or something somehow. I don't know. Don't know just yet what to do there, but we'll just make sure that this all works before I kind of hook that up. You could just encase it in concrete and just be done with it and see what happens. And just make it like, try to make it like brutalist and clean. Like, oh yeah, like it works. which is so tempting to do. It's like, yeah, whatever. And then just maybe put a wall hole on that and you never really see what happens. But I won't do that. We'll figure it out. But I want to make that drone delivery first thing. So we already have a drone port at the fuel place. Drone turbo fuel export. Drone port sheep hole. So drone RCU01 fuel, I'll call it, or turbo fuel. RCU01 turbo fuel import. Okay. So this port doesn't have a destination. All ports. So this one, turbo fuel export. I want you to go. Oh, you can only send it to one place, can you? That seems so limited. I suppose you just build a second port. Okay, well. Fair enough. So yeah. Turbo fuel import, please. Plus one other port. I don't know what that means. Because it's definitely only going to one place. So we expect to see this arrive in a second, so let's just get rid of that tree. I expect this to just take off and make its journey. Is that how it works? Satisfactory meets Frostpunk. That'd be sick. I'll see you later, Ryan. Sorry I didn't see you go earlier. Oh, it needs power. Oh, that one's leaving. Sweet. You're right, though. This one does need power. Good call. Just quickly hook that up. Oh, I see him. There he is. It is. I keep calling them he. I'm anthropomorphizing all my vehicles. Yeah. Avoid those trees. Nice, good job. I want to color this red. McDonald's color. Alright, so just let's get rid of that tree as well. Sorry about this. Still under construction. Cool. Drones are great. Love it. What do you got on you? 900? Should be good. Hey, there we go. We can speed this up. Let's make it a modest Mark II. So it'll be able to refuel itself, although it's already doing that from where it's coming from, so it's a bit unnecessary, but whatever. It's no harm, I suppose. Not really. All works out the same, doesn't it? Godspeed! Nice. Just like that. It just works. Great. Todd Howard to be proud. Some grass clipping through here, but we'll have to deal with, just leave that little bit. It's too late. Too late to be worried about that bit. Yeah, that means that all of our truck routes are now autonomous, right? They'll have enough turbo fuel. I think we'll have to let it play out for a while, but I think it'll be okay. Turbo fuel goes far enough. Yeah, I don't want the yellow color. The McDonald's colors bother me, but something else, maybe red and blue. Kind of neat. Do that. Red and gray really would be the color to do, right? Because the color of the actual thing. But red and blue is kind of neat. And there we go. It's making its way into all of our different things. Sweet. As easy as that. Now, circuit boards will be the next one. Some CBs. And circuit boards are made up here. They'll have to go up there, build a new drone port, build a new drone, and then haul it to this place. Nice. Trip for the turbo fuel, in to out. Don't know. Does it tell me? Maybe you have to wait for it to make a few journeys. And it'll tell me the fuel then, right? I'm not really sure how that works, to be honest. I have never really built these before. So I don't know. You tell me where to look, though, if you know. If you're asking how much fuel it takes in one trip, I don't know. making the trip again. Can you tell it to only make the trip when it's full? You can send multiple drones to the same port, but you can only send one drone from a port. Oh, right. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. Thank you. It's only one outgoing, but multiple incoming. Wonder why. Why? Problem there. From a design perspective, like, why did they make that choice? 900. See, I don't know how much fuel it's using. It's just carrying 900. I think I have to check over at the port it leaves from, probably, right? That's why I pull with drones rather than push. So multiple places can get the same thing. Now I really have to get back to work. Lunch break done, gotta get back to work. Enjoyed the rare treat. Thanks, Phil. Sorry if I missed any other previous chat. Hope your work's going okay. Alright, cool. Wow, actually it's storing up quite a lot. I guess that'll just keep happening, yeah, until it gets full. 270 per minute, 2.92 per minute. Alright, so next thing then, circuit boards. Get them delivered, and that'll be us making computers then. So we'll have to head over to the electronics part of the factory, the electronics part of the oil refinement factory, and then set up a drone port there. Alright, and then we'll do little factory inspections, see if all of our manifolds are working, because right now I'm seeing a lot of yellow lights. I don't like that. I think it's just the cable they're a bit low on. No, they should have enough. Why are you not putting out anything? Hang on, I need to know. It has everything it needs to be on. Got cable, quartz, and that. What's your deal? Oh, it needs 28 cable. Okay, it is the cable then. Which makes sense, we're waiting on the manifold to make its way down. So it's at 160 on this one. I guess batches of 28 is kind of a lot. And 17. The cables, okay. As long as it's flowing in, it should be okay, but it might be the case that I need a better belt, but I didn't think so. Oh, by the way, remember this? It was a graphical bug. It just, when I reloaded the game, the bulge, as I've called it, reappeared, because it wasn't there for some reason. And then when we did just place a pipe, it was like on the first third of it, not in the middle, and I was like, what's going on? Yeah, it works now, so that's all good. We backed up our quartz for a while, so I'll just bring that. Saw it getting stuck for a sec. Clear these out so they can get running again fresh. Quartz will keep getting backed up until all of the manufacturers run. So they're waiting on the cable to work. And this is where the cable's made. How was the movie? The Cinema Premium Plus. Yeah, so as I was mentioning, we go to a cinema where it's like, it's called the Everyman, and it's like sofas that you sit on, and you get food brought to your table and stuff. It's not a big menu though, it's like burger. It sounds like a very basic menu. It's like usually burgers, hot dogs, and pizza, but it's like restaurant quality food, I guess. Not like fast food. Anyway, the movie is good. Yeah, we saw Heretic with Hugh Grant. I like films like that. It was kind of, I won't spoil anything. I recommend it. I gave it an 8. Rosie gave it 8.5. We always write our little scores down in our, got a little journal. And it's basically two girls show up to a house, and they're like missionaries for for Mormon, not the Book of Mormon, for Mormon religion. I think it's missionary. I don't know what they're called. Whatever. You know what I mean. They're knocking on doors, telling people about the Bible and their religion and everything. Anyways, that's kind of the premise. He's like, clearly something's off with him, and that's really all you need to know. And it's kind of like a horror thriller type film. And it's really suspenseful, really interesting. I think he did a great job, Hugh Grant, like in terms of his role. It was very, I was totally hooked, like with what he's doing and how he's talking and the mystery of it all and what's going on, you know? So that was really cool. Not as, it's a weird one to talk about because I don't want to spoil anything, right? But wasn't as super sold on maybe the final third of it, but still thought overall like really good. just feel like they had, again, it was almost like how I felt with the Joker. It's like you have something like quite unique here, actually. And I feel like he just didn't quite land it. But they say that about, it's not really a horror film, but they say that about horror where it's like difficult to land. But I feel like they really had an opportunity to go in a certain direction, they didn't. And you know, maybe that's just what I would have liked rather than what would have been good for the movie. I don't know. But yeah, so I just, in some ways, like, it's subverted expectations in good ways, where it's like, oh, I didn't think that was going to happen, and oh, I didn't see that coming. But then when it was getting towards the end, I was like, okay, yeah, now I kind of get it. This is great. And then it kind of did it one more time, and I was like, I didn't fully get on board with that last change there. But yeah, really good. I like films where it's small cast, small location. The whole film's set in like one room, or not one room, but 3 rooms in a small house, basically. So it's quite cool. So I'd recommend it. Circuit boards. This is where we make our CBs, and they roll into, I assume, some sort of awesome sequel. I haven't been here in a while, so I'm struggling to remember where they go. Computers come out of here and roll around. Ah, there they are. Right. They all go down there, they come along here, and you go into an awesome sync. Is that it? Did they go anywhere else? Smart splitter. The overflow goes there. So I'll send some out this way then to a drone port. Why not? Just like right here. We don't need to refuel this one. It'll get the fuel on the other side, hopefully. We're missing high-speed connectors. Oh yeah. Oh my god, that's slow. But okay. One of the cinemas opened in Edinburgh. Was curious if it was any good. Yeah, I mean, I think I've only been to the one in Horsham. I really like it. Since having gone there, I've never gone to any of the cinema again. And I brought my brother over from Ireland a while back, and he went there. He's a big movie buff. He loved it. He just thought it was so cool. Different. And it's just a much more comfortable experience. And because it's a little bit more expensive, obviously, you tend to attract a crowd that wouldn't be disturbing you or anything, you know, or like making noise. People always say that. I've never really experienced it, but I've heard people say, like in cinemas, kids are on their phones or something like that, and people are making noise. And that's never happened, except for tonight. First time ever. There was a couple in front of me and Rosie, and they were vaping. And they were like blowing pretty well, not fat clouds, but they were blowing clouds in front, like straight up. And it's like, dude, it's right in front of me. And so I was still eating at the time. Like, our food had arrived. So I was just thinking internally to myself, like, once I'm done eating, I'll just, you know, tap them on the shoulder and be like, can you stop doing that? First of all, it stinks. I mean, there's food everywhere, so whatever, but I can smell it, and you're blocking the screen. Just blow it down or something. It'll go away, and it's vapor, so it goes away really quickly. Just blow it down. I don't want to see it or smell it, obviously. And it's never happened before. Never had anyone do anything like that. And normally in the Everyman at the beginning of the service, or before the film comes on, someone comes out after the trailers, just before the film comes on, someone comes out and says, hey, they always do this. It's like a person in black, and they're like, hey, all the food is now ordered and it'll be brought to your chairs, like some of it's still on its way or whatever. You're about to see this film, and maybe they say like, hey, they've got a promotion on blah blah blah. Enjoy the film. And they say like, make sure your phones are off. Let us know if anything's wrong. We'll just be out there. Whatever. It's like, cool. So, yeah, Rosie actually got up and she snitched. Because I was, like I said, I was going to tap him and say something, but Rosie just put her food down and, like, got up and went out to one of the people and said, like, I guess some people are vaping. And they came in, and they didn't quite know who she was talking about because she wasn't sure what the seat number was or whatever. And they just stood down at the front looking up for a while, and the people just stopped. And they never did it again. They actually did do it one more time, but that was it. They also seemed to be really drunk, or at least quite, well, maybe really drunk's an exaggeration. They seemed kind of drunk. They were giggling a lot, and for a horror film, it just seemed out of place. And then the guy seemed to just fall asleep or something. So that's the first time I've ever seen like a group where it was like anyone caught my attention at all. It's never happened before, ever. But it's the first time in 2 or 3 years of going there. And we have a cinema ticket, so you get like 24 tickets. And you can use them whenever, and it doesn't run out at the end of the year. You just buy 24 tickets for like the price of like 18, and you get 10% off your food. So we have that. So we've gone quite a lot, and it's just never happened. So yeah, first time. Anyways, just thought I'd mention it. But it wasn't that bad. It was just like, because it never happens, it was like, oh, there's maybe because it's Halloween or something, people had a few drinks before, maybe came in and were just not really giving a shit. They just wanted some kind of scary film or something, and you know, vaping, I guess. Just a bit weird. Sorry, I need to push this forward a bit further. Yeah, first time that's happened though. Alright, looks good. Right about there. Why not? On the edge. Okay, so we'll get this. There. So now I'll say I guess I'll just say Annie at the right as well, because there will be still technically some overflow left over. It's just that, yeah, actually this is fine. The left will still get more than it needs. What does that circuit boards go down and get made into? Oh, it goes to the truck station. Yeah, yeah. 9,600 in there. Nice. Cool. Is it Aslan? Aslan, thank you very much. Hey, tier 3'd out of their mind. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Love seats. Well, yeah, the seats we're on are really big, cozy sofas, actually, which are really nice. The people in front of us, they were kind of like cuddling up a little bit, but nothing too crazy anyway. But yeah, after the first 15 minutes, they weren't a problem anymore, so it was all good. Right, so drones. But yeah, I would recommend the Everyman if you have it in your area. Just at least try it just once, see what your one's like. And then I would recommend the cinema ticket because it can be expensive. So and we don't go to the cinema very often, or we didn't before, but getting the ticket kind of encourages you to go like once or twice a month. And it's like a nice night out. You know, it's like a restaurant with a theater, so some people out in the lobby beforehand where there's like nice tables and stuff like that, so I'd recommend it. I think it's worth a shot. Right, so this will be our oil refinery. Port number 1, as there only probably ever will be one, maybe multiple, but one for now. And this is circuit boards. Yep. Now I'll have to give it its first batch of fuel, and we're powered on. So this port, I want you to go to RCU O2 circuit boards, right? There we go, it's getting its circuit boards. We'll sit on it for a second. I'll probably fly off it, but still. Faded green, yellow maybe for the circuit boards. And here we go. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. Easy. That's alright. That was the boost I needed. Who needs hypertube cannons? You can just take a drone ride. Can't stop. Alright, there we go. There he is. There she is. Alright, nice. So that'll be our computers made. That'll be 33.333 recurring computers per min. How much is it? It moved Got barely anything in it right now, I guess. But 67. There goes the package. Like that. I change it from yellow to... Is there more like orange, I think, the Fix-It logo on it? Alright, great. So it's just going to make that journey again really quickly. Hopefully, again, it's enough turbo fuel for everybody, but we're obviously, it seems like it's good right now. Cool. Drones. I love it. Nice. Aslan, it is. Oh, the name, yes, of course. Put the drone on the port back at your facility instead of here. Put the drone on the port back. Put the drone on the port back at your other facility instead of here. It will open up more possibilities to send multiple drones here to pick up circuit boards if needed. All right, that's what I see what you're saying. So start it from here so it goes and collects circuit boards. I don't really get it. Because it will... Oh, right, if we, because that's if we wanted to get circuit boards again from there. Is that what you're saying? Kind of weird the drones require portable miners to build. Yeah. Yeah, why is that? They'd be mining the sky. Never gotten this far in the game. Those drones are sick. Yeah, same. That's pretty cool. So in that place, we make like 50... we make like 90 circuit boards per minute. 30 of them are driven by a truck into a different factory. 50 of them need to be taken over here. And then there's like kind of 7 free. So I suppose if the drone was built here instead, and then we told it to go there and collect, we could tell another one to go there and collect, right? And that way you're pulling from places rather than pushing the circuit boards out to a place, because you can only do that once. But if I understand it correctly, you could just do that anyway, though, can't you? Couldn't I just build another port somewhere and tell it to go there and collect? Because you can have multiple collect. Gary says exactly. Okay, we'll wait for it to come back. I'll destroy it, and then we'll reset it. If that, hopefully that works. Cool that it goes over the cliffs. There we go. We're making computers though now. Should check my power. What happens if can I just kill that? Wow. Alright. So then I open this up. I say all ports. We say the circuit board port. Nothing. And then I say this port. Go to the circuit board port. Now that's to collect, not to drop anything off. But it should know that itself, right? Because we're not feeding anything here. Right? And yet, it's just picked up something. So this is what I don't get. It is. I think it's assuming it's an outgoing. Because unlike trucks, I don't get to say it's incoming or out, you know? It only has an out port. Let's see if it returns the circuit boards. I guess that'll tell me everything I need to know. Got nothing on it right now. It looked like it pulled something out. But I don't think it actually did. Alright, I'll throw those circuit boards in. Outgoing. Incoming, please. So I'm guessing if this is empty, it doesn't matter. But we'll see. That was just fuel, I think. It was just picking up its own fuel. Okay, okay. Nice. Okay, then. I trust you guys. You know what you're talking about. Right. Computers. So those computers now need to go into the radio control unit. So we're finally at the end of the chain. And we need... Well, almost. There's one last thing, actually. Another drone port is needed to deliver in the aluminum casing. Or a truck. It's pretty close that we could probably just drive it with a tractor. Either way, they has to be fueled. The aluminum factory is right over there. So just the same thing. We just need to drive around here with the aluminum casing. But I'll have to build out the next floor anyway. I reckon just stay at this height. Do I need to really go down another layer? Oh, maybe. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. And it kind of gives a cool waterfall feeling to the factory where it keeps stepping up a bit. And I need to find a way to make that look better. Right, so... what about... this as our new height? Let's just map that out here. Ooh, looks pretty good. Not good enough. But that's okay. We'll just bring it up by 2. I think that's actually the same decline that I've used over there, which is 6 meters, which is kind of nice, if that's the case. And I think for the radio control units, I've only got 5 manufacturers. I think. So we don't need, like, loads. We could just do 5 in a line. Don't think I have to stack them or anything. Keep it simple. Alright, it's got circuit boards. You're right. Pull, don't push. Good to know. Won't be getting drones for a long time in the video series, but again, that's like a little tip that's good to know. How many computers are you making? Here I'm making 33.333. In my other factory, 7.5. But not much. So in the world, maybe 40, 45 or something like that. No, just about 40. 41. Circuit boards, I'm making 87.5 in the other factory. But a lot of it's being consumed in places. Yeah, so now we're consuming... I need to update this, actually. We'll do that a bit later, but 5. So there's 10. We're consuming 50 here. We had 57.5 available, so now there should be only 7.5 available. And we're making 25 crystal oscillators in that big area over there. It looks like our lights are all green now. It's a bit better. Yeah, seeing a good amount of cable. There's a weirdly thick batch of cable right there for some reason. Oh, because it probably couldn't get into where it needed to go. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Nice, cool. Things are ramping up. We'll do an inspection later and make sure everything, no yellow lights, everything running at 100. Alright, so we're going down another layer yet again. I'll just build out another one here. And see if we can get rid of some of those trees. We go one more, maybe one more. We can get rid of that one if we don't need it. And this will be 2. I suppose we could do 4. Make sure those spiders don't get out of there again. And we've got room in here now. Oh, no we don't. I thought that leads straight in there. But I guess not. I went out that way, but I haven't used it. I guess there's no harm in continuing that. Just for now, let's just get rid of some of these. I don't know if I said your name. Sorry, Brickachu. Thank you very much. Appreciate that a lot. Sorry, it came up. I looked straight at it. I just, for some reason, don't think I said the name, but thank you. Thanks. You're tued out of their minds. The nice aspect of the pull don't push is the drone will sit on the port not burning fuel if the port is full and only take off when the items are needed. That's good to know. That's great. Yeah, I much prefer that. That's why I set timers on my trucks, right? To make sure that they just sit there waiting. Right, I'll have to just cut this away because it's a bit awkward to find out where these really are. Time's it, by the way. I don't have my watch, so I never know the time. Nearly 2 hours in, wow. Shame we can't use our biofuel, liquid biofuel on those drones, because we do make so much now. Like, I've got something like 30,000 packaged liquid biofuel just sitting there. I'm after getting so much extra in here now, it's just like going to be even more. Alright, let's cover this back up. It's great. In the old patch, update 8, you couldn't get rid of those. It's the little things when you've been around for a while. And I haven't been around that long. I know people often talk about, like, there was a time before zooping. It's like, fuck that. Pardon my language there, but just no way. Nope. Wouldn't play that game. I'll get rid of this as well, I guess. Alrighty. Is that it? Still that last little bit in there. Okay. So, manufacturers then are needed, and then we also need another drone port that's going to bring in the aluminum. So I was thinking maybe there. Again, we need to make more high-speed connectors. We don't automate them yet. Maybe I could try pull them together with some of the computers we have now and circuit boards that we have left over, even just a little bit in the background. I never really needed them before. I think they're used for Mark III holes, is it? I don't know if that's changed. Now also for drone ports, I guess. Missing one. Okay, well, whatever. Right, so let's just spec out where this is going to go. So just to have a look at the recipe, radio control units. I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. How do I get rid of that? Add to to-do list. There we go. So 32, 40 per minute. 40 times 5, 200. 40 times 4, 160. We're only going to do 4 then. So it's, I think we're going to make 10 per minute. That's it. Because I've only got 160 casing. There is a way for me to increase the casing though. But let's just have a look at what else is needed. Radio control units. Because we got an alternate recipe that lets me mix in copper, I think, to get more casing. In a not too invasive way. Yeah, so 1.25, so that'll be whatever that is times 4. 1.25 times 4. 5, so that's nothing. That's what I wrote down. 5 oscillators for RCU. And then finally, 2.5 computers. So we make 33. So that's 5 as, or 10 as well. Got plenty more of those if you wanted to. So I do have access to more of everything. You know, everything actually. If I could just increase the aluminum, but we'll leave that for now. I think I'd like to do that, but we don't have to do that right away. But I'll build with that in mind. That we'll put down 4 manufacturers, and if we ever need to increase it, we'll put like more on top. That could work. So if this is going to go there. And we need 1 tile gap, and it would have to start somewhere like here. An example, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe 3 and then 3 on top. That way, we don't have to widen out the factory anymore, and it's scalable because we need 5. But we could do 6. One thing I do want to check then, just so I know, is how much aluminum could we be making? Then I'll decide how much room I should leave. Mark III poles. There's a change I want to see. Let's use a packaged liquid biofuel for the chainsaw. Oh, that'd be nice as well. I don't like... Yeah, it's a shame I have to use solid biofuel all the time. I don't know why my legs are green. When I started the game, I made everything blue. And that changed somewhere. Alright, here we are. So these are the ones doing casing. We just have 3 machines. Quite simple. $160. Alright, so aluminum casing. This is the extra recipe I unlocked. So it was 90 in, 60 out. But we could do 150 in, 112 out. So that's like you lose 33%. With this one, it's like you lose, I don't know. I don't know the math, but less. If you can manage the copper ingots. How many are we sending in here? 80, 816, 24. So 240 ingots is what I have. That'll be 1.6 machines is what we'd need. And it would give us 112.5. We get 180 casing out. We get 20 more casing. Is that enough to do anything with that? Only 20 more? It seems so low. Just waiting for the autosave. Each radio control unit, I think, takes 40. So we could make an additional little bit. I mean, not worth it. But I could use that extra casing to make the bottles. We don't make any bottles at the moment. It needs casing for that, doesn't it? I think. Flask, is it? Tank? Fluid tanks. Oh, it just takes the ingots straight up. Oh, the hazmat suit's green. Oh. Oh, that's it. Good to know, yeah. I'm on Mac and I really wanted to play Satisfactory, but I heard they will release it on console in late 25. Do you think it'll be playable almost like a PC? Love the content, by the way. I have no insight to it, so I don't know from that perspective, but I don't see why a game that runs on Unreal like this would have any drawbacks on console. Personally, I don't see why. Can't think of it. Normally on consoles, especially like PlayStation stuff, they don't want you to have a situation where your game could be running at like 10 FPS. So there could be something like where there's limits on buildings, maybe. It's like, I'm guessing on console you maybe wouldn't be able to place as many buildings. But probably like a massive amount either way. You know, there's a limit in this on PC. There's the Unreal Object limit that people can run into. But I imagine artificially, like something like Stellaris on console, they'll just cap the army size a little lower, just to prevent you from... See, PC games don't... People on PC don't really care. It's like, just let them scale as much as they want. Like, oh, we'll make, you know, Hearts of Iron. If people want to throw a million armies, or Stellaris, again, if people want to throw millions of armies together, let them do it. If they want to, you know, crash their own frame rate, let them do it. You know? You don't have to. It's more like a possibility. Same with this game. It's like, you don't have to build a mega ultra massive factory, but you can. And I imagine, I don't know, but I imagine on PC, on console, they might say like, well, we should put in something to prevent like that ever happening. We don't want it to ever dip below 30 FPS or 60 given a certain situation. So it's like maybe they would restrict something. But other than that, I really don't see why any other compromises would have to be made. I don't see why. It's an Unreal first-person game where you build. There's loads of games like that on PlayStation. There's no control scheme that'd be too difficult to figure out, I don't think. You know, you got your radial wheels, they're already in the game and everything, you know? It's easy. It's all there for you. Kind of. Anyway, so I've decided I'm not going to change the amount of these. We're just going to rock 10 per minute. And if I do make extra aluminum casing, we'll use it for something else. Doesn't seem like enough. Making 20. If it was 40 extra per minute, it would have been one extra machine. Not worth it though. It's only 20. Half a machine isn't really worth it. So we needed 5. We could do 5 in a row. Oh no, we can't. Still can't fit them. Damn. We can go out one more block. So let's just do that. To match the length of that side. Hey G-Money. Are we full up on computers? That's good to see. Yeah, there's no real overflow systems for any of this stuff yet either. Right, we need 5 manufacturers. Wonder could you do them this way? One. I have to have a gap in between each one. 2. Nah, not gonna work that way. Alright, I think I'll still have to stack them. It just feels like that seems like what's going to have to happen. That'll be 4. We'll just reassign them. And then we need a 5th one on the bottom. Taking in stuff from the left. Reconfigure it in just a sec. I just wanted to check something. Radio control units. So, the oscillators can come in from the left. Computers can come in from the left, and the casing will come in from the right. And I think that works with this because, if I recall correctly, 2 of them are going in left, and 1 is coming from the right. So that works great. Yeah. I'll just need a better system for overflow here, but that's okay. To take in some of those extra oscillators. Are we center aligned? Is this all lined up? All good? It looks... Yeah, actually, yep. Okay. Give me that. Put it right there, why not? Nope. Yep. We're running them fully, no underclocking of these. Is it a build and produce game? Hi, I'm new here. What is this game? This game is Satisfactory. Satisfactory is a automation game. So you build factories to make machine... Well, you... Basically, you build machines to make items of varying complexity that then get more complex as time goes on that require power. You're building on a big alien world. And then you're setting up infrastructure and transport routes and logistics to hook everything up together. You're doing it so that you can build a big space elevator thing in the sky. Or there's like a little story towards the end, but it's more about the journey rather than the destination. And the various components that you have to put together. It just reached 1.0 recently on Steam, on PC. And that's pretty much it. That's great. So yeah, it's kind of a chill builder game. No real time pressures or anything, you just kind of figure out what you need to do yourself. So on and so forth. It is cool. Yeah, and some people would spend a bit more time with it. You can like build factories that kind of look more realistic and stuff. I'm kind of trying to go through progression at the moment a bit quicker. They just updated the game to have like an end goal. And because of that, my factories probably don't look very good. I mean, to the untrained eye, probably looks whatever, fine. But you can build really nice buildings with all lights and screens and stuff that can make it look really, really cool. I'm just kind of building out in the open a little bit, putting things together. Anyway, 160 casing at 40 per minute is 4 machines. Oh, sorry, did I... Oh, you're right. It is 4. You're right. Did I do 4 along the bottom then? Not really, still with the drone port in the way. It'd be tight. But yeah, I might move that then. Good call. Forgot, yeah, you're right. It's only 4. But at least the directions of everything are still the same, so I can just put this back down. Maybe there instead. Just a little bit extra space than it was before. Thanks for that. Good call. But what about a paternal figure? Good thing the game doesn't simulate rotor wash or the effect of drawing dirty air into a rotor. Be interesting to see things get like uber realistic. I think the key difference would be on console versus PC is the hotkeys. I don't know. There are... Obviously, I've got a whole keyboard of keys in front of me here. But on PlayStation, the way it normally works... with something like this. Like, oh, it's not very many buttons. But it's usually done like, well, you hold L2 or something. And then you can have like... It kind of like resets your whole gamepad. Where it's like, oh, now I can press like a bunch of other keys. So it's like... You know, it's Q to open the build menu. So that could be just like tapping like, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Maybe triangle? So triangle's like, boom, triangle. What other hotkeys? I suppose that there's all the keys down on the bottom, right? My customizable things. I imagine you wouldn't have a hotbar of 10. You'd, excuse me, probably have a hotbar of like 6. And it would be a radial wheel. So instead of like going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 immediately with your keys, you'd probably just hold like, I need to think about it, but yeah, hold like L2, and then that would bring up like a radial wheel, sort of like your blueprints, right? So if I was to grab a blueprint, this will happen. And these are scalable. You can have loads in this. I think there's up to 12 that you can fit on one thing. It might be even more than that. So it's like, it might seem weird to us in a way. Some people, I play a lot of console games, so a lot of PC players might find it weird. It's like, oh, but I can just press number 2 and pull out the power line. I would imagine on console it's like, oh, you hold L2, it brings up that wheel, and then you just snap your analog to which one you want and just let go, and then that's it. You can do that in like a fraction of a second, especially when you're good with controllers. So it's, you know, I feel like it's just never that as big a deal as sometimes people think. I remember people were like, how the hell would Total War work on a console? It's like, guys, Total War is on phones now, you know, it works fine. Especially because they'd be building custom UI for it. So, anyways, I guess I'm an optimist with that. I just don't think, like Civilization and Anno, these games are on console. Are they as fast as on PC? Probably not, you know. I don't think anything is as fast as when you're on PC. But it's pretty fast when you get good at it and you play on that platform a lot. What a lot of PC players often, in my experience, will do, their primary platform is PC, and then when they go to console, they're like, oh my god, it's so slow to aim and stuff. It's like, yeah, but you're not used to, like, you haven't built up like skill with aiming on an analog. For a long time, I was so much quicker, and I turn off aim assist and everything, but I was so much quicker in FPS games with an analog than a mouse. Found it really difficult to, not really difficult, but I've found myself being so much slower to aim. And this is without aim assist. People who are good with controller aim turn off aim assist because it pulls your aimer when you don't want it to. Actually, is quite annoying, especially if you're like sniping long range or something. Anyways, yeah, so I don't know. I like to think anyway, if you're a person who plays on console a lot and you're good with it, I'm sure then you know, most people probably would know that, like, yeah, this is totally fine. I would love the game on console and I'd be able to play it just fine. But I think when you're used to one platform, you kind of go like, I've got 50 keys in front of me right now. How would this work? You know? Yeah, exactly. Nurgle gets it. Nurgle gets it. We want to go out this way or out that way? I don't know. Go this way, I guess. But yeah, eventually I became better on PC with the mouse. And I think I'm saying like a mouse is better for pinpoint accuracy, certainly. Especially over time when you're learning it. But I'm just saying you can, but it's often the case that PC players don't understand like how you could ever be good, quote good. A lot of console players will be good enough where they'll beat PC gamers without aim assist. Although with aim assist it gets a little bit too unfair too, in my opinion. But if if you're looking for the absolute top players, obviously it's going to be on PC. Because it has the highest skill ceiling. The ceiling you hit on a console will be lower than on a PC for like aiming, but it will still be higher than the like a pretty high average on PC, I think anyway. And this is all pretty much based on personal experience, I guess, because yeah. But it's funny because I've gamed on PC now as a primary platform for a long time, and then going back to console, I'm really slow at aiming now. So slow, and I used to be so much better. It sucks. Playing Horizon recently, I hadn't done a game on console where you actually have to aim in a long time. I was like, jeez, man. I'm like watching it's like watching someone play who's just slow. But by the end of the game, I was kind of getting it back, though. Anyways, long-winded way of saying all that. But it's just an opinion, I guess. More anecdotal based on how I've played. The only thing I'm not a big fan of with a mouse and keyboard is two things really. It's driving games and third-person games. Can't really do them. Mouse and keyboard. I feel like I need a controller for that. A lot of people don't really get the third-person thing. And yeah, I don't really know why that's the case either. Why doesn't this work? Sorry, I keep falling. Just let me fly.
There we go. It's not lined up. That's lined up. That's not. That's the problem. Yeah, I didn't think it was supposed to be in line with the dots. Don't know why, but yeah, it is. Right, sorry, I'll speed up now as well, because really do just want to make these, and that'll be 10 per minute. And we just need to send in the casing. That's the only thing that's not here yet. Right, so for the crystal oscillators, they go into a merger here. And then they hit a belt, splitter, where they split into two. I feel like this splitter needs to be placed further down. So that gives me a chance to do the overflow splitter to allow some of the oscillators to roll out. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Right, so now it's merged up to there. That's fine. That can go in again. Right, so it's back to where it was. But here, I'll probably do like a smart splitter. And send the overflow down along that line. Somewhere in the middle of them, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Did that work? Yeah, it did. So at the left will be overflow. Just gonna go along this way, I guess. Why I did that. I can definitely hear a spider, by the way. Right, and they'll need to split and go into two different groups here as well. So, bottom... I was like, that's not right. There we go. Computers. It's in the computer. Ah, I sent the computers out the wrong way, maybe. Oh, no, I didn't. Great. Okay, actually, free this up. We'll move this over a bit further. Make use of the second line here. The only time I run into issues is when I try to switch from one to the other. Yeah. Usually whatever method I played with first is the one I prefer. Played with first? Or played with last? Oh, you mean, oh, right, for the same game kind of thing? Turn that splitter into a smart splitter? No, because I wanted the merge... It doesn't really matter, but I feel like this... I suppose, yeah, I could have sent it at the right side, actually. I guess I caught... In my head, I thought because they're coming at the same side, they should just have two separate splitters, but... Yeah, you're probably right. That could have just done it that way as well, right? It's all good, though. All good. But that would be less objects and stuff, yeah. Alright, this goes down. Alright, so our computers are going to come out here and merge up too. So that's our... merger. And apparently this... How did I do that? Bad blueprint. The mergers are slightly back further than they should be, but... I'm gonna redo it. I have to redo it. Just that bit. Can't live life like that. Okay, fixed. Okay, nice and quick. We have to do the top bit as well, though. Oop. Oh, let me read the rest. Zoolander reference it was, yeah. Alright, those have merged up. There'll be some excess computers as well. Need two remaining overflows for both these and these to go somewhere off in the distance or somewhere else. Maybe down this way, I don't know. Anyways, does it matter which one goes where? Not really. Two computers on the bottom. Keep doing that where I put the wrong... There we go. Alright, so that goes in there. This one could actually... Can it stay at this height? Or is that going... No, that goes down a tiny bit. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, I just realized this needs to go into a splitter to go up there. In that case, we'll probably just send both along the bottom then. And this could be a smart splitter going... the overflow going forward. I'll do that in a moment. Right, so that just goes in there, that's fine. This one goes up and over. Ah, but that's the issue, isn't it? It'll block it, okay. I know you can squish them. I don't want to do that though. Just do this instead. Okay, so that's those two lines done. Final ones will be the aluminum casing that's going to come in from the right. And I suppose we could power these to let them accept what they've got. I'll catch this to the chat just one sec. Just want to power these and then have a look at what's going on. Good. Alright, they're online. Now, are they all set to what they should be? Let's just make sure they are. Alright, cool. There we go. Now the computer is going to roll in there. These crystal oscillators as well. Any other thing to do would be maybe put an overflow here and there and maybe send this along somewhere else to future drone ports or just awesome things. Anything. It doesn't really matter. Or go out to the left. It doesn't really matter. But to keep everything running, don't want them backing up. They have to go somewhere. Okay. And this is our merged output. That's going to be our radio control units. Okay, so drone port. We need one more high-speed connector. Should be able to build now. Right. Where's your wife? I remember you seem to have a girlfriend. Why don't you ask her to build a production line for you in this game, explore it for you, and help you find energy batteries? Wouldn't it be much easier for you? As a space boss, all you have to do is direct. Well, I'm not her boss, for one. But my girlfriend, she's in bed right now. But yeah, no, she doesn't play this game. She plays other games. But not this game. Plays like The Sims and stuff. And Don't Starve. And played Hogwarts Legacy and finished that. She's like quite a casual gamer. She'll play like 1 or 2 games a year. It's like Hogwarts Legacy was like crazy long. And she, played it quite... Took her like 3 months to play it. And I played Horizon Forbidden West recently, and that took me like 3 months, because it's like, who has the time for these ridiculous games? It's so long. It's like 80 hours or something crazy. And I'm playing Nier Automata at the moment. It's like 60 hours. I mean, it's much shorter if you go through it really quickly, I guess. But I want to get the platinum, so that's on me. But I think on average it's about 25 hours. And if you've only got a couple hours a week to play games, it's like, yeah, you're going to be stuck with something for a long, long time. Anyway, I don't know, you didn't even ask anything about that, but I just decided to give you that info. Right, that was what we need. One more of these. Right about there. That's kind of cool. And that's the output. That needs to go up to that height. I'll just bring it along the bottom, I think, for a bit. Maybe somewhere like here we can send it in then. Well, I guess it just goes, how far can we go? And then we need our thing. Actually, I suppose bring it along, just to keep the consistency, bring it along the bottom and then split it and go up. But yeah, Rosie does a few things. So I don't have a wife. Rosie's my girlfriend, and we've been together, I think, nearly 14 years, something like that. It's quite a long time. And she's been doing work for me lately. So in some ways I'm her boss, but not really. But she does my emails. For a while she was doing a few thumbnails for me. Things like that. Just kind of like extra little bits of work that I've been running out of time to do. The emails, it might sound like not much, but actually a lot of stuff to go through. Get quite a few of them, and there's like, you know, sponsor offers and then just random queries from people, and it's just like, it could take a few hours every week to write thoughtful responses to people and stuff like that. So she's been doing really good on that stuff, and I give her a commission on sponsorships that she finds, because she'll like negotiate with them price and everything, which is kind of interesting. I won't reveal numbers, I guess, but she like nearly tripled the number that I thought I was gonna ask for, like just some, I won't say what it is, but it was like some number, and she basically like tripled it, and they were like, yep. And I was like, oh my, because when she told me, she was like, oh, I asked for this much. I'm like, what? I didn't give out or anything. I was like, geez, man, that's a lot. I just didn't think. And she's like, oh, like she used to work as a community manager, and she saw a lot of the numbers that other YouTubers are asking for, way, 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 way higher than mine. So she was like, yeah, you should be asking for this kind of thing. And I was like, okay, whatever, we'll see. And then they were like, just yes, straight away. Didn't even like bat an eye at it. And so I was like, oh, I should give you a commission, because I never would have gotten any of that if you hadn't done that. So I started giving her commission then on deals she makes. But I still have to like obviously be interested in the game and agree. I say no to almost everything she throws at me, but she's been really good on that front too. Oh, Rosie, yeah, indeed. All right, so this one's going to be called RCU 03, and this is taking in... Oh, I just said that we might just drive this over here. But this is in place now. Let's do it this way. Aluminum import. Yeah, because the other thing with it is that the trucks that I've driven, I don't know if there'd really be room for another truck to slot in that way without getting in the way of the one that we have, because I didn't really, there's no road, so I haven't really divided up the, what's it called, like the lanes, I guess, between them, so they'd be driving in front of each other and stuff. It'd be a nightmare. I have to drive both routes again. If it was a road, it'd be dead simple, but not. But what else? She's been doing art. Yeah, she did thumbnails and stuff for me for a while. And yeah, she's pretty good at video editing, actually. She worked for Prehistoric Kingdom for a while, and she made a lot of videos in their YouTube channel, so she have all these time lapses of building like zoos and stuff like that. Quite funny, because it's like, oh, you're getting pretty close to what I'm doing now. But yeah, it was cool to see her like come up with her own ideas for that kind of stuff because she hadn't really done that before. And I was like, oh, your time lapse is actually really good. And she would add in these like little details that actually made them really interesting. So I even took some of her ideas when I was doing Anno. So it would be interesting to get her to edit my videos, but you know, I don't think I would want to tell her to edit my stuff if she doesn't know this game, doesn't care about the game, and I'm not going to tell her to listen to me talking for, you know, 20 hours of footage and boil it down to like 2 hours and try to make a video out of it. It's a bit extreme. But she's offered to do shorts and things like that. She's like, you have to tell me the good moments though. And I'm like, I don't know. What am I looking for here? Oh yeah, portable miner. We'll need another one of those though, right? Do this one more time. 15 time. Lots of room in the sky. That's true, right? Fuel for the... Yeah, I'll have to do the fuel in there too. Good call. So what does this say? Quick wire, cable, and circuit boards. So we make 7.5 circuit boards left over. I don't know if I've got cable anywhere. Let me see. Apparently I have 60 cable left over. And then quick wire? 20? Got 20 left over apparently. So even if it's just a very slow burn on high-speed connectors, it'd be kind of nice on a dimensional depot, you know? Because I see myself building a few of these now. So very lazily, I'll just do this. Forgot how these work for a second. Good. I was like, which way is the output? It doesn't really have an output. 3 outputs. Yeah, this could just roll along here. And I'll just bring it down into the thing just the same way. Actually. We'll just go down to the bottom and then go up and over this because can't really do two. But yeah, since I started working on like Manor Lords, that's when she started helping me a bit more because it's like I just am so tight on time all the time now for lots of things. So she's been very, very helpful. Alright, cool. So that's turbo fuel going in there as well. Alright, let's build the drone. And then we're going to need to send it off to another port that we haven't built yet. So one port to go, and that should be it. The RCU factory will be done, finally. We need to make just a bunch of those and stuff them in the dimensional depot. Yeah, totally. It's kind of cool though, just seeing random drones flying around now. Like that. That's totally new to me. The world's always so static. Apart from animals, I guess, but... seeing my own things... Oh, I guess actually... not quite. I have a lot of trucks moving about in my other game. But you never see anything in the air. So that's kind of cool. Right, so a lot of trees here, but maybe in this little pocket or something we could let them take off. And I'll be using every bit of them. I don't think I'll have any left over. Until I do that upgrade. And then I'll have 20 left over, which might be enough then just... Do you ever build with these on your own? Aluminum casing. I know you do with these. They're fine. They could just stick a drone port right here and just send it straight off like this. That'd probably be the easiest thing to do. I have it going into a depot, but I'm like... Alright, let me just answer that question. I guess we could just look it up. Satisfactory wiki GG. This will tell us. Alright, so we make it and then excuse me. This is what it's used in. So I'm wondering if it's used in the build gun. Do we ever build with it? Ah, So you use it to make blenders. Okay then, yeah. Oh, and drone ports. We've been using it this whole time. There we go. So yes, we do want to have some left over. Alright then, what kind of layout should we go for then? There was a drone port here. We could just turn these so they go straight out that way. And then in future, if there's any overflow, we could send it back into this thing. Yeah, okay, I'll just do that then. So I'll leave this where it is. Keep all that in place for the future. So we'll be making just slightly more. 20 per minute more. For now, I'll just do some concrete. Oh god, so it's gonna have to go there. Again with the bad buildings, the constructors were one a little bit forward. Well, those constructors are gonna change, so I'm gonna actually place this here, and then I know that it will have to be updated. Yep, let's just go right there. So I just need a few more of those high-speed connectors. I thought I made 20, but I guess not. Oh, I must have run out. Damn. It's low on quick wire. Well, that's annoying. I'll have to wait. I'll come back in a minute. We're just going to drop off this biofuel down to my biofuel factory, and then when we come back, by the time we get back, we should be able to make those last few. Alright. Let me scroll up, because I did miss some chat from Buckaroo McGoo. Sorry, and I hope you're still here. Sorry if I missed you guys for a while there. So Nurgle. Take Hardspace Shipbreaker, for example. Played it with mouse and keyboard first, then tried it with controller. Just couldn't... Yeah, I get that, for sure. Although, that being said, I used to play Battlefield with controller when I first played it, but now I need to play shooters with a mouse. Like, definitely need that. A Brazilian with internet access. Nice. Hello. Do you guys think it's practical to make a rail network across most of the map? Yeah, a lot of people do. I had a rail network going across most of the map before. Well, along the entire left side, and then it would cut into various factories and things. So yeah, I think it's reasonable to want to do that. If I were you, I would just make it as minimalistic as possible, though, just to cut down on the time and the objects and the stuff you need. It can be nice making it look really nice, obviously, but for me, I would just go with a very simple look to it. Just to make it easier to build, you know. You don't want to be spending ages on a little turn. At least I wouldn't. Some YouTubers and stuff will do that, but you know, they've got a secondary incentive to spend that time on it. If you're just trying to enjoy the game, I feel like, you know, putting 10 minutes into every corner of a rail network to get them to line up correctly might not seem much, but it's costing you hours. So my advice would be, yeah, go for a big rail network. I think is awesome, but just do it in a way that it's not going to take you any longer than it should. Say. Sorry, I kind of went off track there. I was going to the right, and I think I was heading to the wrong factory by accident there. I'm sorry, yeah, my chat still scrolled up. How do you decide how much to make of the more complex parts like radio control units and such? I struggle with all the different resources and logistics it takes to build even a small amount per minute. Recently, I finished making supercomputers, which took a lot of time and machines, but I'm only making about 7.5 per minute. Yeah, it's a tricky one because the game doesn't tell you what you're going to need in the future. It only tells you what you need for the next phase. But you don't know about the phase after that. Now, if you look it up online, you can get a general idea. But there's no perfect answer to this. Rather, annoyingly, I would just tell you to... A general rule of thumb that I have is... Hang on just one sec. So I'm just going to dump some stuff in here. So that. Alright, that'll get made into things. So, I'll try to be quick because some people might know this stuff already. How do you decide on how much you need to make? So for instance, right now I need the assembly director system. And I need 0.75 supercomputers per minute. to make 0.75 assembly directors. So basically, whatever number this is how many of those we make. Now we need 500. Right, so what would be 0.75 per minute? So 500 divided by 0.75, that would take 666 minutes. Right, so if we add that by 60, that's 11 hours. So that's maybe not actually that long, if you think of it that way. It's like, okay, once the supercomputers are set up, right, even if it was just 0.75, you've done 7.5, which is loads in some regards. But let's say you only did 1/10 as much. Think of how much faster that would have been to set up. Maybe it took you longer than 11 hours. Maybe. And if you had just done it a tenth the scale, you could have then gone on to the next thing to build and let that just trickle up in the background for 11 hours. So there's no perfect answer. It's intuitive in your mind, I think, to always go like, oh man, I need 500 of these. Well, I should probably make a factory that makes like a decent amount. One machine does 0.25, so I'm going to build 10 machines, so that seems like a good number. And that you're quite right in thinking that. I think it's usually good to probably go with 2.5 times the amount you're probably comfortable with making. So it's like, okay, I can easily make like 20 per minute, but I'm going to try and make 50 per minute, because I should be spending some time on each thing. There's that option. But if you really step back and you look at what you need for, at least for the next phase, which is what I've been doing in this playthrough, I'm looking at like, what's a reasonable amount that I could get it done? Now, 0.75 is kind of low, but even if we just said, if we had 2 of those machines rather than just 1, it'd be 1.5, and we've just cut our time down to 5 hours, you know? 5.5 hours. So it's like, yeah, 5.5 hours to get the first little thing ticked off. It's definitely going to take me longer to get the next thing, which I don't even know what that is. What is it? A magnetic something? I'd have no idea what it is, to be honest. Couldn't tell you. Never built it before. It's quite funny, actually. If I type space elevator part, maybe it would come up. Nope, I don't know. I don't even know how to find... How do you find something if you don't know what it is? I guess I'd have to go to the space elevator and see. Or just look for the icon here somewhere. But I might not have it yet. Maybe it's one of those things I haven't unlocked. I don't think I've unlocked it, so I don't even know what it's called. But forget that. But I do have this one unlocked, right? So the other thing we needed was adaptive control units. Now, I'm only making a really small amount of those at the moment, based on what we needed a long time ago. So ACUs, adaptive control units. Oh, I maybe never even wrote it down here, did I? Versatile framework, automated wiring. Yeah, I think I didn't write it down. I'll have to go back and check. But it's probably like 2 per minute, something like that. How many, what did we get? It's probably like 2 per minute, maybe 3. But it's been running for a while. Actually, I think it just goes into an awesome sync. I should bring it into a container, because then you could say like, well, if we just store them in a container and I store up, I don't know, however many I'll need, 1.5 per minute, right? I need 500 of these. So, you know, I'm not going to work it out now, but you can work that out and say like, well, that means I need something like 3,000. So it's like, cool, need 3,000 of them. Store them in a container, just keep them going in the background. And then instead of having to build a whole network of machines, all you need to do is plop down a container in front of the machine that's then supplying it with 3,000 per minute, because that's all you needed. A little risky, because later down the line, maybe you need even more. But I don't know, that's like just it's another option. Just think people should be aware, like, there are options, instead of going like, I'm going to set up massive things all the time. If you're worried about the time it takes and you're thinking, well, how much do I need? Maybe just look at what's in front of you and say like, well, what's a reasonable amount of time I could do that in? And am I saving time by building more? And the only way you could really know that in the longest run is to look it up online to see what's next in the next phase. But I still think you could just look at your current phase, try to hit a decent number, like maybe a little 7.5 supercomputers. That's a good number, I think. That's pretty good. You've done 10 machines there, at least for a default supercomputer. No, even more. It's just 10, yeah, would be what you could supply the for this, that's first space elevator part. But let's say this is 3 per minute, 1.875. I don't know what recipe you've used, but you know, you've done 2 or 3 of these. Totally reasonable number, I think. Anyway, long-winded answer, but hopefully that's given some food for thought. Although I think maybe they left. That was Buckaroo Magoo, because he wrote that a while ago. Anyway, how are we getting on here? Good? It's all drained. We made anything else? That just goes into there anyway. Cool, let's get out of here. Factory looks awesome. Oh, thanks. I actually don't really think it looks that good. It's okay. But thank you. It wasn't what I had envisioned. That's why I say, oh, I don't think it looks that good. It looks totally fine. And the liquid biofuel factory I still think looks better. But yeah, it's all right. I'm still here? Good. Okay, cool. Just in case. You'd be well within your rights to have left. I think I took a long time to answer. Anyways, for me playing right now, you know, I went with... I'm making 10 radio control units. And some of them will be used in supercomputers, I guess. So why did I pick 10? It was based on the crystal oscillators that I needed. So I thought 20... I just plucked that number out of the air. I was like 25. Because I thought that's what I could do reasonably with quartz crystal nodes nearby. So I'm kind of ballparking it and winging it as well. Like, it seems like you get 2.5 out of a machine. So I was like, yeah, let's build 4 of them, you know, and see if we can supply 4. And that'll definitely be enough to cover me for a while. With aluminum, people are like, oh, I'm real scared of doing an aluminum factory. And I was like, okay, let's just make a real... I called it a baby aluminum factory. It doesn't make very much. But it was quick, really quick to set up. Set it up in 4 hours, you know? Not too bad. And it made what we needed to get the next milestones done, and it's making enough that it'll make our radio control units 10 per minute. That's great. But then I will run out, and I'll have to be like, well, we need a new aluminum factory now, but we could build another small one. Anyway, just very last thing I'll mention on this. This is a different playstyle to how I played originally, because originally... I'm just going to build these in the background, by the way. In my YouTube series for Update 8, what I decided to do was build every factory the size of the belts that I had at the time. Or not that I had at the time, the max belt speed that I knew I'd get. So at the time, the max belt speed was 780 per minute. Now it's 1200 per minute, it's insane. But 780 was like quite high. So every factory I built, almost every factory, I said like, alright, I know that this node, if we build like a miner on a node, and it says like you're getting 120, it's like, well, I know eventually I'll be able to get 780 out of this, or 600, or whatever the max is for the node type. I just knew that because I'd played through the game once before. So it's like, yeah, when you get a Mark III miner, and you get the best belt speed, and you overclock it, this is what we'll get out. So even early on, I'm going to build this factory, assuming that one day it'll run with 780 ore coming out on this node, and then this node, and this node. So you put significant time investment early game into factories, but they become almost like permanent things that you'll never need more of them in some ways. So I remember like the quartz crystal factory I actually built in this place because there was 2 nodes and both nodes could make 600 per minute. So I was like, sweet, we have 1200 per minute. Something like that. We'll build all the refineries and we'll just turn them on when we get our upgraded belt. So eventually I'll get a better belt. I'll revisit the factory. I'll just upgrade the belts. Click on for the, or, you know, connect the cable or click the machines on, the ones that were off. So you know, you'd have like 20 refineries, but you could only power 3. But when you go back to the factory, you've got more power, you've got better belt speeds, you just connect the others, hook it all up, and then everything's running at like an increased rate. It's like, sweet, I didn't have to really rebuild anything. It was just done for me. All I needed to do was click the belts. Really loved it. But man, did it take a long time. So now I'm kind of trying to go back to read it. You know, you burn out that way because you're spending so much time on making such little progress. I was like 300 hours in before I reached phase 3. But I was really well set up for reaching phase 4. I just never got there because this update came out instead. So now I think what I'm going to do with my next playthrough is I'm going to build to the belt speed one above the one I have. So it's like, okay, I'm at 120 belt speed. I'm going to build assuming that I'll get Mark III. And that's not too daunting then. And then you get to upgrade your factories and you get a little bit more out of them. But you know, you'll still have to like go out and get bigger factories, and it'll feel quicker to do so because you'll have blueprints and a hover pack. I was doing all this before I had a hover pack, building a fucking massive factory. My copper caterium factory, something like 600 refineries in total, you know? And now I'm flying around with a hover pack thinking, why did I waste so much time? Because I also did it legit. I didn't cheat, I didn't use creative, I just... And God, the materials took so long to build up, and oh my god. But yeah, that's a long-winded way of saying, like, I'm still learning what the best method is to avoid burnout, to find the right number. There is actually a literal optimal number you can find on Satisfactory calculator, like what's the optimal number for everything. But that, I think, takes some of the fun away. But that will tell you, like, okay, like, I need to make the end game item, and maybe I want to do it at, instead of, like, 1 or 0.5 per minute, I want to do it at, like, a reasonable number, like, you know, 10 per minute. And it'll tell you everything you need. And just work back, and it'll say you need this many pure nodes, this many machines, this much power, this is how you do all of it. But I think that kind of... I don't blame anyone for doing that, but I think it strips some of the creative thinking and fun from the game, so I wouldn't want to necessarily just know. And when often when people tell me, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it my own way. People are like, build in blue crater for, you know, rocket fuel. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to figure out a better way, or my own way. And I'll tell myself it's better. That was a fun chat with myself. Alright, so we reversed the direction on these. I need to just rehook them up. We're going to consume all of this, in theory, in that factory, so it shouldn't ever stop. But I suppose a failsafe somewhere would be good, like an overflow splitter. But for now, it's fine. We'll leave it. Problem for another day, because instead of 3, there's going to be just 2 of these in the future. Although there'll be assemblers, I guess. Alright, anyways, so this place is going to be called... What's this factory called? Aluminum factory? Brilliant. And there's a truck that goes here. One thing I wanted... Oh, but it's... Yeah. I wanted to see what the denomination for this factory is. It's AL1, yeah, because I know there's going to be another factory. Alright, so... AL1, Aluminum Factory 1. Facing. Export, right? Yeah. Okay. So this needs power, and then it will be able to receive. Sweet. To... I was going to say to help it along I could fill it with this, but no, I'll leave that the way it is for a while. Because I'll be building from it. It's going into a depot. Alright, cool. So now we just go... What is it? This port... Or I go all ports and I tell the other one the destination is here. Do I? I can't remember which way to do it. Let's say this port. No, 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 it is the other one. Right? I think. Pull, don't push. I know, I'm just getting confused though. Because... So I'm pulling. So it should always be all ports. You don't ever click this one, right? All ports and tell that one to come here. That's a pull. In that regard. Storage buffer on the loading depot? That's actually something I haven't thought about. With. Whoa, this is a weird perspective. They almost look like they're flat. You see that? Or is it just me? They look like they're totally isometric and flat. Oh, is it because they actually are clipping through the thing a little bit? Oh no, it's because they have an open back to them. I didn't even know that. Anyways, yeah, a storage buffer. I don't think I need one. Because if the drone arrives, does it stop? Is it like trains? Let's find out. Doesn't seem like it. Nope, seems good. Yeah, so I don't think I need a buffer then, because if this is making 160 per minute and the other factory is consuming 160 per minute, it should never back up. That's the theory. It might need multiple drones, but I don't even think it'll need that. And by the way, this isn't the one thing I've been a bit confused about. It doesn't show me how much power is on that thing. Like how much turbo fuel is it using. I guess I have to check it at the other factory, don't I? Gary would be proud. I am. From the push-pull thing. Single tier. That's funny. Even doing that is still a bit of a nightmare. Actually picking out recipes and deciding how to route everything. Yeah, because you're right. Because Satisfactory Calculator will try to pick certain things for you. You might not have it yet. And it is crazy to do it that way. But it's just, it is an option. Alright. So there it is, landed. So this one's been running for a while, so does it tell me now? Oh, there we go. No way. It takes 21 fuel per trip. 7.6 per minute. That's kind of a lot. I've only got 25 to play with. What about this one? This is not applicable. Why isn't it not applicable to this one? Is it because it's the one carrying the fuel? It still uses some, so oh, it's because it tells me the other port is the one that would tell me, right? I think. Yeah, that's kind of a lot. I only make 25 per minute, so that's 25 negative. Well, I use the calculator in game, I guess. 25 minus, already forgotten what it was, 7.26. And then we'll minus the other ones when we find them. And then the trucks are using them too. 6.65 per minute. Higher than it's way higher than I thought. Thought it was gonna be like 2. It might be just enough. That's 11.09. 7.7 per minute if it was running all the time, which I think it is not. Is that what it means though? I think this is... I don't know if that's how that works. The round trip time. The time it takes for a drone to travel from this port to the connected port and back. 2 minutes 38. I think it just runs... It knows the amount based on the time it's moving. Otherwise it wouldn't really be relevant to tell me. The per minute. But you guys did say it does sit there when it fills, actually. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, maybe not. I don't know, then. Jocelyn. Jocelyn. Well, anyways, so... How much needs to go in here? We just did Mark 1 belts. 40 per minute. So this needs to be Mark 2. Okay, and then radio control units. We'll just build a little container for now. Or an awesome sink, I guess. Maybe it'd be better. Yay! Okay, some of them are running. So the other, I was just going to also just to keep everything running. Just want to send it into that awesome sync. So these guys need overflow that goes away as well. Because they'll just get everything backed up if they don't have an overflow. I think probably do it in a way that's not so lazy. But I suppose the way to do that would be to extend this out. Oh shit, where's that going? Oh, that's okay. I'll just give it one here even just for now, because they'll have their own depots and stuff. But I just wanted to make them and put them in a container. We could do the radio control units in a depot. I don't need the other stuff in a depot. Although, yeah, I guess these things could go into one. Why not store them? Need them for drones and drone ports, right? The items? I'm just being a bit lazy. I kind of have to wrap up the stream. I just wanted to make the radio control units run, but I suppose, yeah, here towards the end, I want to put them in a depot because I need them to be able to build things like this. I've got some in a depot already, but that was just manually made. So yeah, and I have enough to make new depots, I think. Got enough spheres, right? Yeah. Yeah, we can make a few. So yeah, crystal oscillators and radio control units will need their own depots. So we'll get rid of that then. I do it right. So a container somewhere like here with the depot on top. That just goes in there. That goes in there. Now, if that was full, then I want it to overflow into an awesome sink. So maybe this is where the overflow splitter could go. Only when this fills will that activate. I'll send something out and send it into like down there or something. So for my next trick, we'll just do the same thing for these guys. Now it could just be anywhere. I might just do it right here, right down the middle. So smart splitter here. You don't really have enough space on that side. Sure, because you could do it there, but it's the same thing. I need this. Smart splitter here. Alright, so your overflow out the left. Right, so again, this will just go into a little container just in case I ever need to grab a bulk for some reason, and then this will go into this. And down here, another smart splitter. The overflow goes down there. When that gets overflowed, then it goes into the same awesome sink. Now computers will go into an awesome sink. They don't need to go into the overflow or into a depot or anything. They can just go straight into an awesome sink if they get full, because they already have a depot for them somewhere else. Albeit not very high volume, but still. You don't need them in that high volume, I don't think. Oh, my cat came in. Alright, so everything's going to go in there. Fill this completely. We'll go into the depot first. It'll backfill the container. That's all good. Same's going to happen with the radio control units. I'll just say Annie on the right and overflow on the left. I can come around this way. In you go. Alright, so that'll handle that. Lastly, the computers. A cat, can we see them? He literally just ran away as I said that. And she was up here on the desk. Come around. Nix? Inks? I don't know which one it was. They moved so fast. There's two. Rosie went to bed a while ago. So, there we go. Nix? Nix. Nix, do you want to come up? You might come up. Nix is very cautious. Nix just comes straight to you if you... She makes eye contact. She's like, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I think she's coming up. Jinx, come here. Oh, Jinx is here too. Jinx? Hey, Jinx. Jinx is, I think they're kind of hyper and playing with each other a bit. Jinx never comes up here. Nix does though, she's up here right now. It's hard to see. I can't show you actually. It's awkward to see. She's behind my monitor. I can see her head. Nix? Nix? Here. There we go, you can kind of see her. I just sunk some RCUs. It's okay. Let's figure out what the problem is. So left is overflow. Well, and how the hell did that happen? Not sure how that would be possible. I believe you though, but I don't know how that could happen. A sneak peek. Yeah, Nix is like super cute. This is Nix. These are all just photos of Nix. We don't have any of Jinx on Instagram. Jinx is in his... Jinx looks great, or she's fine. She's like a normal cat, but Nix is like a freaky, good-looking, weird cat. But they're both tortoiseshell type. They both have that fur pattern, but Jinx is like a little short hair, and Nix is a Burmese or something. I don't know. She's got crazy eyes. Crazy. And she's like really skittish. Alright, that's nice and full. Cool, alright. So the last thing was just the computers. The computers need to make their way in here as well. The eyes? Yeah, the eyes are crazy. Where are the other two? 4 went in and 2 came out. For the radio control units? Well, let's see. So there's about to be 4 going now. We should see 4. They're not going in here, remember. They're going in there. And they're getting uploaded. So that's full now. And we're only making 10 per minute. So there goes 2. They went the right way. And it's a belt of 60 per minute. So even if... It would have to be more than 60 per minute for it to go out the left. I mean, that's what it should be. So I don't know. Thought, but I think it was a fluke. Yeah, maybe it was just on the first time putting it down, it hadn't set itself correctly or something yet. Maybe. I believe you, though. I do believe you. I'm just saying that maybe... I don't know. It had predetermined where it was going to go before I set the setting. There's 4 in a line now. Looks fine to me. What are you low on? Aluminum casing. It should get backed up though, right? It's 40... Oh no, sorry. They take 80 per minute per each line. So this needs to be Mark 3. My bad. That needs to be Mark 2. Mark 2. That should be better. Anyways, so the computers are down here. Trying to think how I could get them over there. I was thinking they could go a long way around. Well, that's an overflow belt, so they could just join onto that. It's really messy to do that, but yeah, maybe. Oh no, not really, because I've already split them. So somewhere here, maybe. All right. Bit silly, but yeah, sure, why not? So when you get backed up, overflow at the left. And you can maybe join onto that with a merger, because this is just going in there anyway. Crossing the event horizon, it is going into the assembler, the awesome sync at this point, no matter what happens. Its arrow of time is pointing forward. Alright, that's it. That is finally the radio control unit factory done, I believe. We're just going to do a quick factory check. Work our way back to the beginning and see if everything's running as it should be. I imagine it won't be for a little while, just because we're still waiting on manifolds, but also certain machines would have been backed up while they're waiting for these end machines to be running at 100%. What are you low on? You just can't get out enough. Yeah, that's fine. What are we making? 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, yeah. We've given that an outlet now. Speed that up just a little bit. Not that it'll ever need it in future, but just even for now. Sure. There goes the excess computers, draining these machines slowly but surely. Good. So all of these. So let's go all the way to the beginning. I am flying. Yeah, there's a hover pack in the game. So I was using that. Now I've got a jetpack, which is more of a little... you kind of just do periodic boosts rather than hover. Right, so 100% on these. Let's just check them like this real quickly. Some of these are a little bit backed up. But just to ease the pressure, not that it's a problem, it says 83%. Yeah, we want these to be saying 100. Let's clear some of these out. They're okay now, this one's pretty full. That would have happened because, you know, the crystal oscillator machines that take in the crystal weren't operating fully because they were waiting on something else. But now everything should be fine. So just let them continue to roll out. Alright, so that was the first thing we ever did, right? We built these first. So that's our 600 quartz. I'll make sure that that's continuously running as well. Alright, so we want this number to be at 100 everywhere. Let's give it a little bit of time now. Then we'll go down to the water and just reset the water as well. So that's like fresh reset on these guys. Hopefully that'll be okay then. Yeah, they're at 84. Understandable. That one's at 100, but just empty it out anyway. That's enough. We'll leave that there. Refinery 1 looks good now. I'll never let that down. It's been a moment since I read about updates. Now for this game, yeah, there's crazy amounts of stuff now. So 1.0 came out. I mean, the hover pack and the jetpack have been in the game for a long time. But yeah, since update 7, I think. Maybe even longer than that. I don't think what we've missed. Update 8 gave us blueprints, so we could, like, blueprint machines. So I made this in, like, a blueprint designer, which is a big grid thing. Big grid machine. You design it, and you lock it and save it, and then you can, like, deploy them multiple times. And we've got loads of blueprints now, like, just loads. All different shapes and sizes that do all different things. Obviously with 1.0 there's just like a million features. Wouldn't be able to mention them all, but yeah. Game's come a long way. Especially on the quality of life stuff. Will I make a 1.0 series? Yeah, definitely. Just, I think next week. I've said that like for a month now, but I think next week. Alright, cool. So our refineries should be building up to 100% so long as our manufacturers stay at 100%. That's at 100, so we can run along these now and just see. Just check a few random ones. They're okay. Check on this line as well. They're alright. Check on the very top. Each row is getting everything at the same time, but the ones on the end will be the ones that take the longest. But they seem fine. They're full up. So we got 100% on the manufacturers. I'm seeing green lights everywhere, which is good. So that means our crystal oscillators are running at 100%, which means we make 25 per minute. Provided that the cable is going in correctly and everything, which I don't know why it wouldn't be. That's the last thing I didn't check for the fuel, by the way, was... That doesn't say, it says 0 per minute on that one. 0 on this one. I think it's because, again, you have to check where it comes from, not where it goes to. I'm going to do that really quickly. Just going to head out this way and check what kind of fuel we're burning, because I only make 25. This is where our... God, man, I forgot. We built all these like little pockets of factories for this place. Hovercraft was update 4. Wow. I'll select it. Yeah, the first time I ever played the game was update 3, and then I stopped for a long time. And then I came back for update 7. The purple... I can explain the dimensional depot in just a minute, actually. And what that is. It's a big game changer to the game. Do it when I go back. That's like some of those things I just built, actually. So I'll show you exactly what they mean. Ah, this isn't right. That's 83%. This is 84, so something wrong in this place. This has been running for a long time, so that should not be the case. That's not full. There's actually a problem here. Knowing me, it's probably belt related. So let's see. We'll go back to the source. There was iron plates that had a problem. We've got a yellow light here. You're not getting anything. There's a problem. I don't know how that has happened, because that's part of a blueprint. But maybe I cut the belt by accident. Does this one have it? Yep. Okay. Well, hopefully that was it. One machine short out of 12 brings me down to 83%. Yeah, that would kind of make sense, I think. We'll see. As a result, these won't be at 100 either, because they would have been trying to feed too many out that couldn't get out. So, I won't do this for everything, but just a couple of these machines will just let them... Yeah, that's okay. Bring those two. Alright, so what about you guys? They're at 100, 92, and 93. So you've got a similar problem. Now you're going. These ones are going to a completely different group. So let's find out what that problem is about. They're supposed to be going into here. 100%. Yep, they're okay. Unless I did my math wrong. If these are all at 100, then we're just making too many ingots. That can't be right, right? 61. You're backed up. And what about you guys? These are also backed up. Okay, so the top two rows are for some reason backed up. That's a Mark II lift, Mark II. Let me just count these. So that's going to be 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Plus a little bit. So yeah, 100 Mark II should be fine. The whole way out. Could just be a problem with these weren't accepting a full amount, so that would make sense because they weren't getting enough iron. Yeah, Mark III is enough for that, and then a Mark IV there. Yeah, that's totally fine. Okay, I'm gonna assume it was just that one thing that was disconnected. That has that big knock-on effect then. I'll leave that the way it is. It's the ones that are like almost rammed completely full. We should see the productivity come back up now, I think. A missing belt is a problem. Yeah, so the problem would be, and I'm guessing you know, or I assume you know, you spotted that missing belt before, which maybe is what you're alluding to. Yeah, so obviously having this offline, right, means that just wasn't running. So we're lacking some iron plates going out. That's one thing. But it also means that we're overproducing now ingots, right? The too many ingots trying to go out. because one of the machines wasn't active. So some of the ingots are going to back up because they couldn't go anywhere. So that causes their productivity to fall. But fair enough. So that's now hooked up and connected. But also, being short on plates meant that some of these machines weren't getting what they needed, so some of them are going to go offline. If some of those go offline, it means we're overproducing wire, because you're trying to get wire into the amount of machines that were there, but some of them weren't running. So it's interesting, just one little thing like that can cause like a cascade where it's like loads of machines are now fluctuating. Sorry, customs, no, it's okay, yeah. No, I clocked it only after, I was like, oh yeah, a missing belt is the problem. But it's all good. I think it's worth mentioning, because some people watch, especially in the VODs after the fact, and they're like, oh, I didn't really get that. I don't understand, like, how do you get 100%, etc. So, just how you get those. And this is why we try to balance it, so that the numbers work the way they should. If it's running at 100%, then everything should run at 100%. But a missing belt will cause everything to go off. But hopefully that is it. We won't know for a little while. It takes a while to build back up the percentage. That's a good... I'm glad we found that. Good little issue to find. I'll come back now and just quickly explain dimensional depots, for those who don't know what they are. Because they're great. Brilliant feature in 1.0. Dimensional depots change how you play the game from right from the beginning, which is interesting. Or change a facet of how you play the game. Right, so a dimensional depot at its core is just a storage building, right? It's this thing here. You unlock it through the MAM. Basically, it's an uploader. You get what's called like cloud storage now for inventory. It's like a second inventory that you have that exists in the cloud, but you can pull items out of it. Now, it doesn't work as a machine that you pull things out of. It just goes into your inventory. It's like a cloud personal inventory. So you can't necessarily bring something in here and then pull it out halfway across the map unless you're at that other part of the map. Then you can pull it out of your own inventory, but it's kind of capped. So if we wanted to, if I was running out of room where I was picking up something, I could simply just build, I don't know, a regular storage container, right, with an output. And say, like, we want to put turbo fuel in. Something like that. I don't know. Turbo fuel's probably going to be full right now. I'll tell you what, these flasks. We'll just send that in there. You don't need power or anything. These will just go in there. And then inside, they start uploading to the cloud. But we're limited, right? It's up to 300. Now, you can raise that limit through progression. And how you do that is finding Mercer spheres. These, like, spheres that are around the map. And then you have to, like, add a certain amount of SAM ore, which you'll also find around the map. You have to refine that into something else. So those two combined give you then more upload space per item or upload speed. So our speed is 30 per minute. And we can hold now 3 stacks, I think. So that's why we have 300. If it was concrete, we could hold 1500. So it's always per stack. It's not like a fixed amount. So the storage space is, yeah, it's per item per stack. So 3 stacks worth at the moment is what I have. I think you can get up to 7 or something like that. I don't know. And then your upload speed can go way higher as well. Now, we're doing 30 per minute. We could do another one right here. And if I had, you know, a splitter and I went into there, and now we're suddenly doing 60 per minute of the same item. You can do that. You can have 2 of the same item. Not a problem. You're kind of limited in these because there's not that many spheres around the map, and you have to go out and find them and everything. So it's not like given a limited amount that you can use. But if you wanted to really invest into concrete, for instance, you're building a lot with that, you might want to have multiple feeding concrete because your speed is probably going to be your limiting factor. Now, while that's going on the left side, so this is my dimensional depot part of the inventory. And here, we've got loads that are just full right now because I'm uploading all the time. But the tanks were just starting to upload. So now we can just see it's ticking along there. And if I want these, I just click and drag and put them back in my inventory. Well, my inventory is like this. That's how you do it. You instantly take it out, but you slowly upload. You can also upload directly from your inventory once you get an upgrade. There's one little upgrade to do that. I've got 5 upload slots. It uploads 1 at a time. It's really slow. But it's good for if you're out in the wild and you found slugs and it's taking up your inventory, or berries or flowers or whatever it might be. Just you found stuff that you just don't want to carry with you at that time. Just throw it into there. It's like 5 hidden extra slots, and then they also just go up into the cloud. And you can store every item based on how many stacks on it. So 3 stacks of this, 3 stacks of rebar guns, 3 stacks of turbo fuel, so that's 300. We've just hit our limit of stacks of radio control units, so 50 each, 150. And so on and so forth. So it's really awesome. It's great. It's a great feature. So when I built over here, just really quickly, we have our radio control units rolling along here and then going into a container. And then straight through that container, we go up into a depot. So when the depot is backed up, it backs up and goes now, and it just slowly will fill this. That's how a lot of people build these. They just kind of stack them on top of each other. So it's like, yep, anything I'm sending into storage now just goes into a depot, and I have it in my pocket. So that if I want to build now one of these, if it's purple, it means it's not coming out of my inventory. It's coming out of the cloud inventory. So you can build with it without having to even open up your inventory, which is nice. There's also then the option in here to say, don't take from the depot. So now if I'm trying to build this... Well, actually, I did it the other way around, didn't I? Take from inventory before depot was on. Now it's off. So I have take from inventory on. And as you can see now, it's taken the aluminum from my inventory because I've got 700 in my inventory. But when that was off, it was just all purple because it's taking all from the cloud. It's not touching my inventory. So it's interesting that you can do that as well. It's kind of cool. The only problem with this list is it's just a giant list of every item in the game, basically, and it's kind of, you have to just kind of search through it to get the things you want. So I'm hoping they somewhat improve that or allow you to reorder them. You can pin them. So I pinned all the ones I've automated, so things that are automatically being fed, and the ones that I've just manually thrown in are not pinned. So that's how that works for me, anyway. So yeah, that's basically how it works. It's pretty cool. You can upload materials into multiple depots, increase upload speed as well. Yep. That's what I just mentioned. If you want concrete, exactly, do 3, 4, 5, increase the speeds, and then you double up the amounts that are going in. But you're kind of limited. I was limited anyway by how many of these I actually had. Okay, so next part of the chain. Now it's been running again for a little while. We have these are running totally fine. They should be totally fine now. We'd want to see these at 100 again. They were getting slowed down, but they're all running at 100 right now, so it's good to see. Love it. No problem there. Just check a couple of these at the end as well, the ones that are slowest to get out. Yep, they're fine too. Next would be these. We're at 100 for that, and that. That and that, so that's 10 per minute. We did it. 10 per minute. The only question I have remaining is, am I burning too much fuel for these drones? I won't know that until I start seeing this emptying out, I guess. That would be an indication. It's like, 1800. If it ever goes below like 1500, I'm like, okay, I've definitely got a problem then. Like, it's just getting lower. Which would mean we're using too much. Alright. So that's kind of cool. Cool build, right? Because just in the fact that we're using water, we're using multiple types of ore. I've got drones, I've got trucks. We're relying on an older factory. We built a bunch of new smaller mini ones to all combine together. First time I built so tall with manufacturers just stacked on top of each other. It was really fun. I really enjoyed this one. So what do we do radio control units for? Let's see. Now that we have 10 per minute, we can make one variant of a supercomputer that uses them, which is what I said I was going to do. That would give me 3 per minute if I use 6, and that would still leave over some radio control units, right? 4 per minute. We could perhaps use something like 8 or 9 to just allow a little trickle in the background so that we can build certain things. You don't need that many. If I wanted to use more, and that would give me maybe 5 per minute. But of course we would need to build these cooling systems, so that requires the nitrogen gas, water, rubber, and a heatsink. The rubber we have. Heat sinks could be alclad. I think at this point I'm like, yeah, maybe need a second aluminum factory, because I don't make 37.5 per minute. It might be time to invest in a bigger aluminum factory. Just gonna go back to the hub as the last thing to do and see where are we at for milestones. 'Cause I think it might just be completing phase 4, but I can't remember. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It's really fun. Just different. Mixing water, building across the lake, building in little pockets like that, and then sort of bringing it all together through drones and stuff. Quite cool. Hopefully no yellow lights here either. Alright. No. Oh, that's sand. I thought it was water for a second. It looked weird. I don't like the look of this. Where does this lead? I'm just gonna not go that way right now. Oh, so one of the great things with that depot is like you can start making ammo or nobelisks, and it'll just always be in your inventory then when you're out fighting and going around the world and stuff, you know? Need more aluminum. I know that cave. I feel like I know that cave. Those are the new Mercispheres. That's the new look of them. I'll leave it. We'll get these later. Oh yeah, Mike, that's lit up now. Cool. Oh my god. Okay. Right, we'll be home in no time. I think I was making radio control units manually, so I feel like any of the milestones that required that I've probably already done. And crystal oscillators aren't needed that way. And I don't think anything in the MAM exists for me to get with those two, so. But I want to look through the milestones and see what was the other thing I needed. I think it's just supercomputers. Alright, back where it all began. So, let's see. We got access to all of this. I'm making everything here, so that's good. Yep. Batteries. I don't make batteries yet. And then there's the radio control units and supercomputers. So we could make batteries, primarily used as fuel for drones and vehicles. Do they last long? Are batteries good? Like in terms of burn rate? Because it always seemed to me like you need a lot of work to get a battery, and it's like, oh, I don't know if it's worth it. Alright, so we got aeronautical engineering, so that's done already. Drones and drone port. Nuclear would be next, so that needs 50 supercomputers, so that's why we need to start making that. Here we'd need fused frames, so again, we could do that. It would just require more casing. I'm not sure how much heavy modular frames I make. I don't know if I do make some for sure, but I didn't write it down. It seems it's not on my list. I need to update this list, go through the world and take stock of everything I make, because I'm losing track of it. You can't. I'm just looking at this screen, so it's like it might be the fact that I consume every bit I make. Maybe that's why I never wrote it down. I don't know. We do make them somewhere, but they might all be getting used right now. That's the magnetic field generator. That's what. Yeah. Need 500 of those, and then we're gonna need heat sinks and cooling systems. Excuse me. Get late. And thermal propulsion rocket, 250. Yeah, so we're almost at the very edge of as far as I've gotten. If I make a supercomputer factory, technically I've gone further than I've ever gone. I've made supercomputers before, but never like in an automated factory. I made it in one manufacturer. It didn't feel like it counted. Which, to be honest, that's all I can kind of really do now. Turbo motors. I don't know what you need for them. But yeah, the next thing will be nuclear. So supercomputers will be next, and batteries. Slower burn rate for the batteries, a higher throughput with drones, faster flight speed. Oh, right. Might be considered worth considering. Regular packaged fuel is on par with batteries, really. If you have a blender, then maybe turbo fuel and abandon battery? I mean rocket fuel? So blender, make rocket fuel. And did you mean abandon batteries? Like don't use them? Yeah, I'm using turbo fuel at the moment, not rocket fuel. Yeah, well the next fuel plant, I mean, why do rocket fuel if we could do nuclear? Is it that difficult? I assume you get more out of nuclear. I have the power right now to get enough to make supercomputers. We could do that. And then I have everything then. I have the heavy modular frames. Certainly have those like made just for the milestone, I mean. I don't know what these cost to build and to run power-wise, but it's like why not try it? I've never done it before. It's next in line. It's teasing me. And then maybe then we build the more bigger advanced aluminum when we get that power. Because I'll be back on Wednesday and Thursday, and it's a big question, like what do we do next? Supercomputers will be easy. That won't take long, I'm pretty sure. Just based on the amount I'm going for, which isn't much. I maybe would want to walk that back a little bit. I guess the cooling systems could take a little while. And I don't make high-speed connectors. It'd be nice to automate that. And I don't make AI limiters either. There's a few things I don't make. Do it. People do like nuclear. But I've never even... I don't even know how it works. You know, be going in so blind. All I know is like, yeah, maybe use a drone to bring the ore in safely and then do something with it somewhere. You need water, I think, a lot. Those two are easy. It's just the heat sinks. Oh yeah, see, it needs, even that requires alclad. I mean, I could probably make a batch just to advance the milestone and then get the power and then build the aluminum. That way we could kind of do it, but it feels kind of cheating because I'm not making much alclad. It's like 30 or something per minute. Maybe it's not even, probably even lower. Oh, it is 30. It's 30 per minute. So I could run one of these. Nailed it. 80%, 30 per minute. That's 6 heatsink. Which means I can only make 3 cooling systems. Which means I can only make 1.5 supercomputers. But we could make 1.5 supercomputers per minute. And then what do we need, like 50? Tempting just to get going on that, you know? You did say we'd just do anything to progress. Almost. I'd never said I'd do anything for it, but yeah. Might be worth thinking about. Before the game grinds to a halt, we have to start rebuilding all our factories. Or, you know, building them again. So I wanted to go up here and just see... Am I storing any of this stuff? No. And my heavy modular frames are just rolling into a bin. The same with my modular engines and my adaptive control units, I think. Yeah, they're just going into the bin. Yeah, it would be good to put them in containers because then we could use them at least. Don't really need the tickets. The tickets, man, they've ground to a halt now. 276 is like not moving. Double it, no halfsies. But doubling it would mean building a whole new aluminum factory first. This way, it's like a chicken and egg thing. If I get nuclear up, which I don't know what it takes, to be fair, that'll give me the power to build a substantially bigger aluminum factory. To get supercomputers, though, to get nuclear, I need supercomputers. But if I was to even do it at a normal rate, it would require more aluminum. So that's the loop I'm stuck in there. Now, I could build a different type of power factory. But I think I'm so close, I think it's worth doing it that way. 50 supercomputers only take 30 minutes. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, we could get the milestone done. But the question is, okay, let's just look it up really quickly and then I'll shoot off. How much, like, how many supercomputers do I need to build nuclear power plants? You know, I don't know. Oh god. Right. I'm not looking for that. I just want to know how much do these cost to build. You need 10 supercomputers just to build one. That's the thing. We need 50 to get the milestone. We probably need like another 50 to build them. But in fairness, if it's 30 minutes to get 50. Fine. 2,500 power generated. Can I even make these though? Will I be able to make these? Dude, I have no idea how any of this stuff happens. So, encased plutonium cells. Plutonium pellets. Oh my god, how far back does this go? In a particle accelerator? I don't have any of that yet, will I? Make uranium first. Yeah, see, I genuinely, obviously, clearly don't know anything about this. So it's like, so we do get the recipes for that. But I won't have a particle accelerator. Surely they wouldn't give me the milestone, though, without it. But it says you unlock a particle accelerator here, in particle enrichment. Let me go back to the source, right? Uranium. We start with this, I assume. This is used in encased uranium cell. Yes, we have that. Or we will have that. An encased uranium cell makes sulfuric acid, actually. Hey, we can maybe make batteries as a byproduct, I guess. I don't know. So click that. Encased uranium cell. I'm confused. Oh, sorry, used in uranium fuel rod, which I assume is what we need next. But then we also need electromagnetic control rods. How do you make those? Stators and AI limiters. Damn. I make stators, but not AI limiters. Although, we could make the high-speed connectors that I talked about, which is doable as well. Yeah, this will be fun. There's so many layers to it. Like an onion. Alright, uranium fuel rod. Used in... So you can use it in burning. With water. Generates waste. Now, waste... It can be reprocessed into fuel rods, which can be synced or burned for more power. That's new though, isn't it? They couldn't used to do that before. But I think... I don't know what I'll have to do with them. We need some sort of safe storage area so that I could use them later when I unlock those recipes to do that. I was looking at part 2. Right. Yeah, I did just click one of them randomly. Yeah, okay. I just need to know what's going to happen with that before I make it. Right? Because that's like the important thing. But yeah. Alright, I think, I don't know if we'll get to it on Wednesday, but I feel like Thursday I'll probably get to it. Wednesday it might be the setup, the first phase of figuring out nuclear, which is, we'll have to just make what I just saw there, which was the fuel rods. No, sorry, the electromagnetic control rods, that's it. Yeah. And that must have to be really tightly balanced with what goes in. Okay, yeah. Easy. It'll be easy. It's gonna be great. We'll make loads of power. And then we'll just build an easy aluminum factory. Alright, that's gonna have to be it then. That is radio control units, 10 per minute. Done. We have that now for building future drone ports, and I think even blenders might need it. Is it? Felt like something else required them. Maybe not. I mean, I'm sure later down the line something else does require it. And the... Yeah, the resource well pressurizers. So if you want to get nitrogen gas, we kind of needed them anyway. So that's good. Yeah, I'm obviously making heavy modular frames because they're going into an uploader. I just didn't write it down. Alright, anyways. Reject fuel, embrace nuclear. Yeah, indeed. The assembly director system, phase 4, obviously, but also 500,000 sync points. Nice. What an achievement. Want that achievement, yeah. Cool. All right, that's gonna have to be it for me. This is fun. I'm glad I got to get the job done. And hopefully most of the world is running at 100. I didn't. One last thing. I always have a million things to check, but I never checked power. Just be good to know where we're at, power-wise. All right. It's fluctuating a bit, but only within degrees of 100 megawatts. Acceptable degrees, I would say. I'd rather it not fluctuate at all, but truck stations, they're going to fluctuate it a bit, right? I think. Hopefully most machines are running tightly. Popping in to say hi. Saying hi, good night. Well, thanks very much, Merlin. Appreciate the super chat. Really do appreciate the support in these streams as well. And yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday and Thursday for more streams, 3 p.m. UK time, which now is GMT. And that'll have to be it for me. All right. Take it easy, guys. Have a great weekend if I don't see you, and rest of your week.